I'm not quite sure if that fixed it, but on my computer over there, it shows me live. So I'm not quite certain what's going to happen. So I don't see it on my phone quite yet. I still show you guys are watching the screen like me there, or like the cover photo. So I'm not certain if that did the trick or not, but I'm hoping it did. So I'm just going to give it just a hot second here yet before I keep talking. I wasn't really talking. I figured out that you guys weren't really with me. So I don't know if this is fixing it. So I feel like my tablet and my phone and everything kind of like took a break while I was away, and they weren't up and ready to go. But that is there. I hit it. I'm hoping that it just like that will pop up. So, and you guys, if you're watching the replay and you're getting all this stuff in the beginning, just fast forward till it gets to the point where you're ready to make some cards with me or want to hear me talking. So I'm just gonna give it a bit because I feel like it just is coming back now, and it's spinning. So I think what I'm gonna do is shut this guy because I have my Chromebook that was on the side here. I'm wondering if that will shut it. There it is. Okay. Say, yay, I'm here with you. Okay. Hooray, happy dance. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with, okay, we're together now. Yay. I struggled with that. So we're at 7 minutes and 30 seconds, and I figured it out at 2 minutes and 50 seconds that I put it on this, like, not like you guys care, but on my Chromebook. I went live on my Chromebook, which is what we usually keep in the hive here, because I keep my personal computer with wherever I am. So if I have my gals in here doing lives, they don't have my personal computer. They use the Chromebook that's set up. And so I was live on the Chromebook, but nothing was coming through. So after about 2 or 3 minutes, I went over to there, and you guys probably saw me walk away maybe, and maybe you didn't, I don't know. But I went there and I went live over there. So I went live in both spots, and now here we are. Yay, 18 minutes late, but it's all good. I thought my technology was still taking a break. Like it was in California on the beach trying to get some sun and did not want to go to work. And that may be what it is. So, but we're here. Wonderful. So I see Holly Poplo is here. You guys, I feel so out of touch. I've been sharing pictures, but I feel out of touch with some of you guys. So it feels weird to be back in the hot seat here. I didn't even have to fight Bigger Tigger for it. I had Catherine Healy ask me on Sunday morning, bright and early. We were at the airport getting ready to board the plane, and she said, when's your next live? I said, not till Thursday night. She said, oh, good. The cats will have some time to get used to you being back, whereas if I would have had a live on Monday, you guys, they would have been on me like glue. So Catherine said, your cats will have some time to enjoy your company, and then they're not going to be on me like glue tonight. And that's exactly, they don't have anything to do with me. They'll be around, though. So there's Holly. Hello, Benita. And midnight by you already, I believe it. And you can see here the sun finally is doing what it's thing and it's not on my face anymore. Hi Connie Moore. Catching the replays, perfect. Enjoy your yoga class. Something that I want to try is yoga. I'm gonna get onto that someday soon here. Hi Faye Godby. Gradually getting warmer, and we were about the same. We were gradually getting warmer, and then we got dumped on with a lot of snow between Saturday night, Sunday, and into Monday. And everything's white again outside, which is not my favorite color when it's involving snow. Hi, Debbie Gass. Hi, Doris Munson. You've got 70s. I love it. Hi, Karen Wetstein. There's Julie Damaris. Julie Damaris. I believe I owe you a glue holder, and I was going to confirm that, and I'll send a follow-up text message to you. You caught me while I was in the middle of traveling, but I'm pretty sure I just need to find out from you if it's okay to send it in your next package, or if I can... just if you want it right away. And you guys, if it buffers for you, let's not use the word. It is a naughty word. I did see that it came up a little bit, but if it buffers tonight, I don't know what to tell you. So I'm going to continue with the class. If you do experience buffering and it is a pain or a thorn in your side, just know you can always go off and do something else and come back and catch the replay. And I know that's not as exciting if you like to be live with me, but that's always something that you can do, because I know that when you watch the replay, you don't get buffering. There's something going on with, it has to be how it's uploading. So just in case, you guys, just putting it out there right off the bat. I don't know what to expect. I know Kelly wasn't doing lives while I was gone. And no, look at there, the sun's back. Kelly wasn't doing lives. Gina might have done a live, I think, but for the most part, we weren't doing lives in here. So the technology is like on standstill in here. I see Deanne Dawn is here. Hi, Sarah Mitchell. There's Lori. Coffee sounds good right about now. Just got back from the hand therapist. 2 more weeks of therapy and you should be all done. Wonderful. I missed my foot therapy appointment on Tuesday because of the closures that happened between Monday and Tuesday. So I have to take a week off. Hi, Kimberly. And there's Sherry Martin. Hi to Mitzi Stanley and Lynn Beasley. And there's Anna Rebadou. Hi, Shirley Natali. And there's Gwen Goda from Hawaii. And yeah, recovering from onstage. There was no recovering from onstage. There was basically land, enjoy Sunday night, kind of relaxing a little bit, like unpack the suitcases and kind of hit the ground running on Monday morning. So we actually, long story short, we booked a flight into Chicago from LAX and nonstop direct. And we had the first flight out on Sunday morning at 6:19 a.m., which was stupid early, but it paid off because our flight, or I should say our plane was in the night before. So it was already there, ready for us. We took off on time, we landed on time, and it was like 59 degrees in Chicago when we landed at 12:30 on Sunday, and it was raining. It rained the entire way home, and it was a little hard driving with how much it was raining, but it didn't start, it didn't start snowing. Let's try that. It didn't start snowing until we got to West Bend, which was about 45 minutes south of where I live. And then the roads weren't bad until about 10 minutes. So we made it back. But by the time we made it back, Kelly made it home, no problem. And then Tracy Gruby was with me, and Tracy lives in Sheboygan. And that's a 45-minute drive, and she has a little baby car, little car, and it would not have made it. It wasn't worth risking. So I had Tracy stayed with me Monday and Sunday night. So 2 nights in a row, Tracy was by me. So I had her helping me on Monday. I was working on emails on Monday. I was working on stuff on Monday. And then on Tuesday, designed 2 classes with Diane and Kelly. We got monthly class and Let's Just Stamp design. Then yesterday was Wednesday. We got Stamp a Stack design. And then today, what we were working on literally, and why I was about 5 to 10 minutes late, Kelly and I were working on the March Paper Pumpkin altered and edited class. And we got 2 done. And our goal is to do 4 fun folds and 3 of each card for a 12 card edited class. So for those people that are getting your March Paper Pumpkins, you will want to hold off just putting the public service announcement. You do not want to even make your cards, all right? You're going to need all of your pieces to zhuzh them up and make them into fun folds per the designs that Kelly and I make, okay? So you can get the kitted class with the kit from us, or you can buy the kitted class and buy the kit on your own. So you would have had to subscribe to it in March. And ultimately, it's kind of different than what Kelly and I did for the last one, where you made 3 up as per design. Just be nice. We weren't excited about the original designs. And so what we did is we altered all 3 of them right off the bat. And then we're going to give you kits for 3. So instead of how we did the last one. So just don't even put your pumpkin together. Wait till you see the cards. And then you'll be like, okay, yeah, I'll wait till I get their class. It'll help and make you feel like, oh, these are really pretty. Yeah, I like them. Right? Okay, so a little bit. So we got 2 of those done. And then tomorrow we're going to work on designing game night. And also she's coming back on Saturday. We're going to get the altered and edited done for pumpkin. And then there's an in-color retirement. So we're almost done with the designing. We've been working really hard at it all week to get it done. And so does that mean that you guys want to see some cards? I will show you cards. I have piles of cards out here for what we've got coming up for April to give you guys some sneaky peeks. All right. And there's Donna Grushki. I'm making it back. and then Barbara Godby called me in the middle of the live. So I don't know if you guys, if you watched from the beginning, you might have seen that beginning stuff. I don't know. But she was trying to make sure I was alive, I think. And not like passed out somewhere from all the designing this week. So, and she sees me now. Yes. Okay, you guys are seeing me. Perfect. All right. There's Lisa from Australia. Hello, hello. And I think I caught everybody that's watching. I'm trying to just see here. Hi, Jennifer Knutson. Yeah, it's addicting. Well, I'm ready to be addicted to a sort of exercise. I definitely need something. Hi, Marilyn Durbin. Yes, the glue holder with the package. And no, I will want some past classes if they're still available. Perfect. So, Julie, I promise I will put it in. It's really crazy because one of the things that we started 2 months ago is we started to create a little baby packing list, which is basically a listing of all the classes that people are getting or what they're getting in their package. And I could have sworn I had one in there for you. And there's Amy. So, and I must not have done that. And so we missed putting the glue holder on. The crazy thing is I had it marked off in my spreadsheet that I gave it to you. And I had it in the packing list that I thought I printed for you. So I don't know. Stranger things have happened and I can't worry about it. I can only apologize that I missed something and then figure out how to make it right. So we try our best to not make mistakes, but we're only human. I'm trying to figure out there. So now it's not all in my face. So we did have a great time in Long Beach, you guys. And so just know we are doing a class tonight. We're going to be making 3 cards relatively soon. We are going to make these 3 cards tonight. The rolling waves, the gears and textures, and the help me grow. So we are. So I promise you, we're going to make 3 cards. This is a card making class, but I haven't been live with a lot of you guys probably since this month at all. Oh, I don't even remember if I was live with you guys. So there's a little bit of catching up to do. So for those of you that really want to get into the card making, you can either come back in a little bit, but I'm sure we have about 15, 20 minutes of talking to do because there's just a lot to talk about. Like Mr. Rogers said, there's going to be lots to talk about. Okay, and can you tell I'm excited because there's just a lot that we've worked on in the last couple weeks, which is really cool. So, and Barbara's paper pumpkin came today. Perfect. And that was one of the paper pumpkins I had set to you. So I had people who pre-registered for the March paper pumpkin altered and edited. If you pre-registered for the box, I was able to switch on Tuesday night, the 10th. I went in before I went to sleep and I changed my subscriptions to ship directly to, I had about 7 people who wanted the box. So I was able to get my subscription switched this month to ship directly to you. So you saved shipping on the box, which is super cool. So then what will happen is the kits will come from us in your April package and we don't have to worry about shipping a paper pumpkin box to you. So it's perfect. So I'm glad that came. That's awesome. Hi, Bridget Rowe. Long time no see. It was so cool. I got to see a whole bunch of people that I had never met before. So Bridget and Colleen were Connie. No. Oh my gosh. So Bridget, you're going to laugh at me because I did this. It was Colleen Morrow and Connie. So you were with Connie. You guys, I met a bunch of Connies and Colleens and all around the same time frame. And so I know it was Colleen Morrow, so then it was Connie. And so Bridget was with Connie and they're super excited because they're going to be doing the Alaskan cruise with me in a year and a half. And I had the opportunity to talk with Patty Bennett and to Tina Rappy. And both of those lovely ladies they have hosted cruises or currently host cruises. So I was able to talk to them to figure out, give me the big picture. Like what do I need to focus on? What do people like? And then I talked to people who have been on cruises and they gave me their insider information on what they liked or didn't like about cruises so that I can take all the bits and parts and figure out how I can make this the most amazing experience for anybody who wants to go with me to Alaska in 2027. So yeah. So Kelly and I, on the plane ride home, Sunday morning, we fell asleep for about 5 to 10 minutes while the plane was taking off. And I think we woke up an hour later and they were serving us drinks and stuff and our little snacks. And then we strategized and game planned. And so we got it all kind of out what we want to do. So now I have the details. They're all floating in my head and on a piece of paper. What I can do now is when I can steal away a couple hours to draft up and finish off editing the event on my website to say, this is what it all includes, and this is the cost, and this is when payments are due for the stamping part of it. That's what we're going to work on. So I can figure that. So I got it all. I just got to start working on it and getting it out on an event. So that was on my list to do. And it was amazing because I got to sit with Patty Bennett. I had never really talked with her for more than a hello and how's it going in passing type thing. And my team and I, and a few wannabes, we attended the Crafter Math with Melanie Hawken on Saturday night. Last year, I hosted an event with Brandy Cox, and Brandy and I decided this year that we weren't going to do that because we didn't have as many on the team going, and it would have been a lot to plan an event in Long Beach. Everything's so expensive. Melanie had to hire a security guard to be there, all this kind of stuff, right? And so I just wanted to help another demonstrator out by attending her event with my team so I could sit back, relax, and have fun, right? And that's what we did. We got to stamp and be together, and Patty Bennett is Melanie Hawkins' upline. And so Patty was there supporting Melanie, and yay, we're in the same room in a casual setting. And after the event was all kind of done and people were leaving, Patty came over and we chatted for about 20 minutes. And that's exactly what I needed. Instead of doing a Zoom call with her, like I've been talking about for 2 months, it was amazing that we could sit and chat uninterrupted. Nobody came, and Kelly was next to me so she could ask questions too. And it was wonderful. So I'm super excited to announce that part of it. And now that I have that in my head too, I am also making registration sign up, not a registration, but a Google form. There are at least 5 or 6 people that have told me they're looking for roommates. And so what I'm going to do, I have been promising this and I'm still going to do it sooner rather than later. Now I needed to get some things past me with Onstage and have a little bit calmer of a month, which is what we're having in March. And so I'm going to put together that registration Google sign up form so that if you're looking for a roommate, that you can register and then also have access to see who is looking for a roommate, because I know that there's at least a half a dozen people that want to go that are looking to save money by having double occupancy. And what I'm hoping from that is you guys can see who's looking for a roommate, and their phone number and email address will be part of the registration, just like yours will be. And then what I'm hoping you guys can do is call each other and talk and be like, hey, I snore really loud. Does that bother you? Oh no, because I snore really loud too, and I can't hear at night. I don't know. You know whatever it is, I'm hoping you guys can have a conversation, be like, I think that I would be a really good fit with this person. Or you might be like, oh no, I don't think I could room with this person. And everybody gets that, right? And I'd rather having you guys talking to each other to find a good roommate versus me putting you with somebody and then you being mad at me because you're like, I don't think I'm a good fit with that person, and it turned out and it was horrible and it was the worst experience of my life. No. Okay. So I'm hoping you guys can use the registration Google form as a way to contact each other and do a little interview, kind of like when you're shopping or looking for a demonstrator, that you can reach out to that demonstrator and ask questions and see if you're a good fit for them, right? So, okay. So that is in the works. Okay. Super cool. I'm excited. Can you tell I'm a little bit pumped a lot about it? And then I was talking to so many people about, I am thinking like after the Alaskan cruise, the next year, I'm sure it will go really well. And I could see the next year putting it on the docket to go up the East Coast, out of Maine or somewhere, Massachusetts, somewhere, a cruise out and going up the East Coast, up that way and back. And then already thinking ahead because I'm a planner, the following year, flying into Hawaii and doing a cruise around the Hawaiian Islands, okay? Or doing a cruise out of LA, and then you have all those sea days, right? So yeah, working on it, right? Like the seed is planted. Okay, so that's a little bit about the cruise. The other thing what else? You guys have questions about things. We did get our hands on the new annual catalog. Oh, I don't even know if I brought it down here with me. I think I left that out in my upstairs craft room. We did get our hands on the new catalog. And if you guys remember the pain that we went through a year or two ago, I'm trying to figure out here, with the struggle we had with it being a fluffy catalog, let's just say nicely, it was a fluffy catalog. It has been a fluffy catalog. If you haven't seen it yet, so let's say you weren't on stage or you're not a demonstrator that you haven't been able to look at the digital copy, you're going to like the catalog. It's laid out again in a reasonable way. I guess you could say it's laid out in an ordering that makes sense. So you've got a few pages on the front end to kind of introduce you to Stampin' Up! And different stuff, and then all of a sudden it goes to suites, and then it goes to stamps and bundles, and then it kind of goes through the process. And it's not going to have everything because they still are going to have online exclusives, and those are not going to be featured in the catalog. But the online exclusives are still going to launch every other month. So with 3 catalogs, there'll be online exclusives, and in the other like in the odd months too, they're going to be in the middle of the catalogs, there's going to be online. So there's always going to be fresh new product coming. It's just not always featured. But Kelly and I talked about it, and we're going to proceed going forward with the Beekeeper's Guide so that you guys that are part of my community that support me in taking classes and purchasing products from me, that you'll still have access to that folder as long as you support me. I do at some point have to do a cleanup because we're going on a year and a half of a beekeeper's guide, and I've never went through and filtered out people that are no longer taking classes with me. So at some point I'll be doing that. So not necessarily just classes, but purchasing from me too. At some point I'll be doing that. But yeah, that folder will still be there, and it will have access to all of them. And Kelly will be doing a new beekeeper's guide every other month, basically. So with each of the new catalogs, and then with each of the new online exclusives releases. So yay. So yay to that. Do you have a rough estimate of the cost? Yes, we did figure that out. So just to put, like, just in a nutshell, Tina Rappy charges, what I understand, she charges $265 towards the cruise part of hers. And Patty Bennett's, when they do hers with theirs, it's $225. And I don't remember what each of them does for the number of projects or mini classes, but when Kelly and I added everything up that we want to do and include, we came up with an amount of, and this is not for a year and a half, right? So fast forward a year and a half, prices are not going to go back down, and we figured things are going to go up, and what we kind of rough estimated what everything's going to add up to, we figured $280, and if you need your box shipped to you, it'll be $20, and so it would be $300. That's what we're going to do. And what I really loved about Tina Rappy's, the way that she does it, is she does a lot of the work for you, or her helpers, or however she does it. But if you guys have ever done a Winter Creative Escape with me, or if you've ever done, yeah, it would be the Winter Creative Escape. If you've ever done the Winter Creative Escape, not the Palooza, and this is not in comparison to the Stampin' Fun of the Sun. If you've ever done an escape with me, where when you get your box, your DSP is cut and put in with your kits, that's more the route we're going to go. Versus the Palooza, where you cut your DSP, and like the Stampin' Fun of the Sun, you guys got full sheets of DSP and you cut your own. We're going to try to make this as easy for you guys to create and have fun as possible. So we're going to do it like we normally do, where we cut the DSP. So that means that all the things are going to come to me, versus like what Patty Bennett does is she has you order supplies, and then and she doesn't do it anymore. I think she's moved away from it, and her gal Kirsten, her colleague Kirsten, does the cruises now. So some of you guys might know that. So if you've ever done a cruise with Patty, she has you place an order for $150, and then she gives you a list of the stuff to buy, and then you buy it and it ships to your house, and then you bring all the stuff with you. So what we're planning to do in a nutshell is have everything come here. All of the things in the box will be ready for you, basically, where all you have to do is you're going to be mailed the box, and you're going to bring the box with you. So then I don't have to bring 100 boxes with me in my suitcases. And then this way, when you guys have the box, you can use it to bring your stuff back in so things don't get crushed. And then also, you know how much room you need in your suitcase. Okay. So basically, and I have a lot of people local to me going. So I didn't want to build shipping into the price, because I have people that don't need it shipped. So Barbara, in a nutshell, it'll be $208. This is what we decided, $280. And if you need shipping, $20. And it will be shipped to you. So if the cruise is the end of July, the box will be shipped to you in early July so that you have it in time. And it's going to be a box all by itself. So if you're getting other July classes with me, that'll be a separate package. But we'll have it all set up so that really all you should have to do is hopefully just take the box and bring it along. So we're going to have shirts for the cruise. So you'll probably open up your box and get your shirt out and stuff like that if you want to wash it. But I hope that helps. And I'll have it set up that you could do payments, like do a payment plan where you could do, it doesn't matter to me, right? Because I can't start buying any of the stuff anyways until sometime in 2027. So I would have to say like half the payment would be due, let's say by January 1st, 2027. And then the other half would be due by something like April 30th. You know what I mean? So it doesn't all have to be in one amount. And if anybody wants to pay it now and be done with it, that works too. I'm just going to take the money and just start putting it away into an account where I have it set off to the side. So yay. Hello, Yvonne. There's Catherine. I love it. Audra Monk is a demo and a travel agent that's done cruises out east. Yeah. Okay. I haven't heard of her. Who I'm working with, you guys, is Eva Wallert, and she's part of Ahoy Travel, and she's who you want to reach out to get your cruise book if you want to do the cruise with me. Okay. So That's the plan. Because if I have everybody under one umbrella, that'll be perfect. So, and the other thing too is if you want to bring somebody who doesn't want to do the crafting part, they can go do whatever they want and they don't have to register for the crafting part. They can still be part of the experience of being with you and doing excursions with you or hanging out with you. And then they just wouldn't be with you when it comes to the crafting part. So I had like 5 people register or 6 people register in the last 3 days, which is so cool. Okay, if that's something as a newbie that I can help you with from afar, please clean up on aisle 3 stuff. Let me know. Oh, that sounds good, Julie. Yeah, it's good. What we're planning is 6 at a minimum. We're planning 6 mini classes, kind of like Stampin' Fun in the Sun style. So if you guys have done the Stampin' Fun in the Sun with me, it's 4 mini classes that we do. And so what we're looking for the cruise is to be 6 mini classes and maybe 7, right? It just depends on what we start doing when we sit down to work on creating projects, right? Okay, so I knew that I would be talking about the cruise a little bit because I'm super stoked about it now. I mean, I wasn't not stoked about it, but now I'm even more excited about it because it's just, I love, you guys, if you know me a little bit, a lot, I love planning and I love organizing and I love bringing people together. So it was so cool to have people at on stage that, are you going to the cruise? Are you going on Christine's cruise? Oh, cool. Well, then we'll see you next year, right? The sad news, and then there's good news. For those of you who are Stampin' Up! Demonstrators, the sad news is that we're meeting virtually in 2027 because on stage is not going to be at a location. It's only virtual. Unless you're a Bee Happy Stamper. If you want to hang out with the bees, we're going to lock this place down and invite all the bees, and we're going to have our own on stage in the hive, or I should say staged in the hive, kind of like what Gina did, but not like what Gina did. What we're going to do next year for those Bee Happy Stampers, so it won't be open to anybody unless you're on the team, Bee Happy Stampers, because there will be a lot, right? I already know there's going to be maybe 20 or 30 people here. I have, like Leslie McMinn was saying, can I come up from Shamrock, Texas for it? Of course, girlfriend. Yes, fly up, spend a couple of days with us. And so next year on stage is on a Thursday and a Friday, virtual. So anybody who registers for on stage and pays the registration fee is welcome to come here, be with us during those 2 days. And we're going to turn the TV on and we're going to watch along the presentations. We're going to watch the demonstrations. We're going to do the event as if we were in a large auditorium somewhere, right? And so we're going to do staged in the hive and there'll be no extra fee. But as long as you've registered with Stampin' Up! For the event, you can come and hang out with us because that content is exclusive to people who register. So it's a Thursday, Friday. So if any one of my bees that's not from here is wanting to put it on your calendar, you should fly out by the day before and then not fly out till a day or 2 after, right? Come hang out with us and we'll do a potluck. And I'm going to have some people on my team that want to put together optional add-on classes. So there might be a class or 2 you could take with somebody in addition to, so instead of doing after hours with Stampin' Up!, you can do after hours with one of my gals who wants to, like one of my team members that wants to host and design a class, right? So that would be super cool. So that's what's cool about next year's for the virtual. We're going to make it amazing for those that love to get together. Come hang out with us in the hive, get registered. And you guys, it's not till next year, right? So you got time. And then what happens is on stage for 2028 is in Salt Lake City, Utah, for their 40-year anniversary. And I'm pumped for that because we had like 35 bees fly and buzz around Raleigh. We had about 17 on the team that went to Long Beach because it just was harder to get over there, and I get it. It was more expensive and it's hard. It's California and it's not conducive to cheap flights or short travel times, and the hotels were they were a little bit pricey, right? So what's cool about coming here for on stage and being with us is that the Hampton Inn is only like $120, right? And you get a roommate and then it's only $60 a night versus we paid $375 a night with 3 people in the room. Okay, so that helped, but it was like, so much. Okay, so fast forward to Salt Lake City, you guys. I want about 50 bees on the team that want to go to Salt Lake City, and it's going to be awesome. And I'm planning, you guys just heard me say I love planning and organizing. I want to go out 4 days early, and anybody who wants to come with me that wants to sightsee and do stuff, we are going to go visit the Great Salt Lake. We're going to go to the hot springs and get in the water and just enjoy the hot springs. There's hiking, there's different things, and I want to organize every day. Okay, if you want to come with me to do this day, let's go. You want to come with me this day to do this, let's go. And there'll be lots of upfront activities that we can do as a group together too. So fun. Alrighty, you guys, lots of things like brewing and stewing in the head. So, okay. All right, so I know that we've talked a lot already, and that's okay, you guys. I told you and I warned you that talky on the front end. I was talking to a couple other people about how I talk so much on the front end of my lives, and I'm like, hey, that's the only time I get to communicate to the masses on my stuff. And people know by now they can always fast forward if they don't want to hear the chitty chatty, right? So I don't ever worry about it, because most times people tell me they want to hear what I have to say. So, and my dad would always say, well, you have a captivated audience. You might as well take advantage of it. So Marilyn Durbin, she teaches yoga too. Oh, very cool. I love it. And Julie said, okay, perfect. So I got that. So what I want to do, if anybody has questions about anything, don't hesitate to ask me in the comments, right? I will try to catch everything. What I do want to do today is I want to show you a little bit of what's still coming up for March. I'm going to flip through the classes kind of quickly. They're all available except Rose's technique class is sold out because I only make as many as people sign up for. So I've always been selling out of that one. The class tonight is questionable. The last one just got shipped out to Margie Yasui. and if I get an overwhelming response that, let's say 2 to 4 people, that's overwhelming to me. 2 to 4 people is enough for me. If at least about 2 to 4 people reach out and want to get this class for me tonight, you got to message me and let me know, because I'll start a waiting list. And if I get more than 2 people, I'll help, and my helpers will help. We'll get some cards kitted up and we could offer this class. But if nobody reaches out to me, this class is gone. Okay, so either way, right? That's the March monthly class. I do have quite a few left of the Easter class that's coming up next week. So the Easter Bunny class, I have plenty of this one still available if anybody wants to get that. I talked to Rose about the little paper strips here, how the struggle, she made me chuckle so much when I watched her do hers. So this is what I've got for you guys. Now, if you already opened this up, let's say you got this class from me and your kit's mailed to you, in this package you might have noticed there was a green Shy Shamrock piece not in any envelope. Or did we put them in a way? Yeah, I think we slipped them right in the back. We had forgotten to include this until we had the in-person class. And what we did is we literally opened up, I will tell you, everything was packaged and in my car, ready to ship out on Saturday. We caught the error on the 7th, that Saturday, during class at about 11 o'clock. And my friend Molly Rodriguez was taking class, and she's the one that caught it. She's like, is there supposed to be a green piece in the kit? I'm like, oh. We missed it. How do we miss that? I don't know. We don't know. We don't know. But Molly's like, I don't have anything going on this afternoon. Do you want me to stay after and help you? Yeah, that would be amazing. It took us 1 hour to cut. We cut them and we slipped them into everybody's kits. We grabbed from my car. We brought the packages back in. We opened up everybody's packages. So if you guys look like your packages came and they were manhandled, it's because they were. They were actually woman-handled, but whatever, it doesn't matter. Man-handled. And we opened up everybody's package that had it, because we looked at it as like, they might not have Shy Shamrock. If it was white, I don't feel quite so bad, but you guys might not have Shy Shamrock. So we opened up every package that got this class and we slipped it into the package, the cellophane package. And that's why there was a random green piece, if you're wondering. Karen Wetstein, if you're wondering, you keep giving me your piece back. You've just brought it in the box back to me with the stuff that you helped me with, and I just left it in the box and it went back with Mom. So just so you know, that's the green pieces for this kit. And Karen is 100% for Salt Lake City. That makes me so happy, Karen. I'm so excited to know that. Okay. So what, can we do a Zoom into your Zoom if we are not local? Feline, yeah, oh man. So I've tried that once before. We'll figure it out. To put the long story short, we did it. What I did is I set up, so we had the Zoom set up on my computer, which was showing the big screen. And then on my tablet, we did a Zoom with you, and you could see the big screen, and then we could flip the camera around and show you the hive of the bees, right? So it's not doable. I just don't know how much. I think Deb Norman did it that way, and I don't know how much she enjoyed it, right? Because we're loud and obnoxious sometimes. Like, for the most part, not really, but we can be. And so I think I'd have to have it on mute so that you didn't, I don't know. We'll figure it out. If there's a will, there's a way. That's all I can say. And I usually have a will and I find a way. So this is Jane Beal coming in from Muncie, Indiana. Well, hello, Jane. Okay, so back to this guy, you guys. I have lots of these available. Little nutshell on, or a nugget on why you had a random piece of paper. All right, let's talk about this one really quick. This one right here is the ink, paper, scissors. You guys totally surprised the heck out of me. I wasn't so certain that you guys were going to love the cute as a bug ink, paper, scissors class or product. I didn't know. I was kind of iffy about it when I first started designing with it. Well, apparently we made really cute cards. You guys really, really liked it. And we made 64 of them, and all 64 are gone. And I already have on my waiting list 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people are already on the waiting list. So if you missed out, and I haven't even emailed, you guys, I was hesitant about emailing the class. I never even sent an email about the class. This is from people filling out the registration form, seeing the Facebook event, seeing my website event. So I'm going to send an email. And basically at this point, they ran out of the embellishments. They ran out of the ribbon. I've got the paper ready to get cut up. And what happens is I'm making more of this. And I just need to know who else wants to get the cards for this class. So if you want to get the kits. So this one we made it into a little book card. We always love our book cards. So at this moment, they're not available, but we're going to make more of them. And so Kelly and I had so much fun. I fell in love with the caterpillar, and I love the bee. So cutesy. And then we've got the mushrooms, lots of die cutting. And then this one is the one that people have been loving so much. You got a purple caterpillar. Feline, don't you love the purple caterpillar? Hi, big boy. How's my handsome man? And then it opens up like that. So if anybody wants to get in on the ink, paper, scissors, it's not too late. But what's going to happen is it won't ship in April. Everything is out of stock until sometime in April. So if you want that, I can get that class for you and have it kitted for you in May. All right. So a little bit of a delay, but not too crazy. Here, Tigger, let's give you your little blankie. Come on, buddy. There you go. You can find that. Oh, Mom, thanks so much. Okay, so ink, paper, scissors is available just from a waiting list perspective, okay? All right, so let's drop that down one more time. And I'm just going to roughly show you a sneak peek because you guys are probably curious when the showcase is. The showcase is going to be next Wednesday or Thursday. And I'm going to show these to you now in case you want to see them. So we've got the order-based class. So it's free with a $60 order. If you're on the team, the Be Happy Stampers, you have the option of paying for this class. This is called Delicate Whispers order-based class. So fun. If you're in person, Diane Bogenhagen's teaching it. Do you see what we did here? We cut the circle out of here. Fun stuff. And then there's that guy. Fun, fun. And it's even got lots of cat fur on it. All right. I thought you guys would really like that. Finally, like a manly man-ish card, right? Tyler loved it because of the mossy meadow. All right, so that was the order-based class. And so you guys can see that already. Ink, paper, scissors for next month is called Beach Boardwalk. And so that one you might recognize, but we've got this pretty card coming up. So you guys, we're working on the registration form now. Fun little Z fold. And then we've got another fun fold here. Kudos to Anna Rebedu for cutting out all the little buckets for the Ferris wheel. Right, so that's ink, paper, scissors, Beach Boardwalk, right? And then I mentioned that we got, hi, are you going to be my needy little boy right now? Okay. So Diane and I got Let's Just Stamp finished yesterday. It also features Delicate Whispers. And so we've got 3 Fancy Pants cards because we definitely used our bronze. This one's a very, very classic wedding card. And then we've got another one that could very easily be a wedding card. You're going to need some embossing powder for that with the copper. And then we've got this one, which you guys can always change up your sentiments, right? And then make them into whatever you want. So Let's Just Stamp Forever Something Flowers, maybe, is the actual stamp set. And then for the monthly class, we pulled in the Peaceful Dock, I think, or Peaceful Pier. And then Sunshine and Tulips. And then the Friendly Foliage. Okay, so monthly cards are ready to go for next month. Love it. That's April. And then we have a Stamp-a-Stack that we are doing as well. And we got those cards done yesterday. So this is the Handmade Sweetness Stamp-a-Stack. And again, all these classes are offered in person if you want to come here to make them or if you want to do them online. And so this is a Stamp-a-Stack, meaning that you're going to make 5 different designs and 3 of each one. And so it's really cool. I don't know if you guys got into the jelly set here. This is one of the new sweets that's available. And the cute little strawberries on the spoon. So there's one card. And again, you're going to make 3 of each one of these. Karen said on stage virtual, it will be on June 24th to the 25th. Yep, it's a Thursday and a Friday. That is exact. Good job. Thanks for answering that, Karen. I appreciate it. All right, and there's another one. Again, you'll make 3 of each one. And so registration for this is starting now. But don't send me an email per se saying, oh, I want that class or that class. Wait till the registration form is out, and then you can definitely get on the registration form. We have it set up that all your envelopes will be able to have their paper on them. And then here's the last one. And that features that little ladybug paper. And we put the honey on that one. So, yay. So just to give you guys some sneaky peeks. So I mentioned that we're going to be designing, I think we have 3 more classes that we're working on. The March Pumpkin Altered and Edited. We have In Color Retirement and Game Night to design for. So there's 3 classes plus Kelly just asked me, she's like, not just, like 2 weeks ago, hey, can we throw in another Memories and More class before I don't know, before sometime? I said, sure. So for May, I think we're going to be adding a Memories and More class to the docket. So should be good. If you need to do a kit without the embellishments or ribbon, for me, I have plenty of older product I can use instead. Okay, so Feline, yours is already in the mail. I believe we got you signed up and you got the full product coming your way. But I would take that for somebody else that is on my waiting list where we don't have it. If you want to exchange out for a different embellishment or a different ribbon, that's fine with me. I can, as long as it's like the similar value, like within 50 cents or $1, I don't care. So, but I still don't think, I don't know if I have the bandwidth to kit them yet for April. So that it's all planning, right? And right now we're in designing mode. So I've never seen a card by Christine that I haven't liked. Aw, thanks, Jane. We definitely do our best to try to make pretty cards for you guys. Did you receive your honey candle safely? Oh, Feline, yes. Thank you so much. The candle arrived on Kelly was here last week, Tuesday. It arrived either Monday or Tuesday. It must have arrived Monday, and Kelly and I, we both opened up the box together on Tuesday. It was perfect. Thank you so much. And Kelly absolutely loved the Winnie the Pooh stuff. And if you guys didn't see it yet, there is a whole lineup of online exclusives coming in May that features the Winnie the Pooh. So if we go to my website and you click all the way, scroll down to the bottom and click on catalogs, they have here the May online exclusives. And you can see here, there's a whole stamp set. And you guys know how much Kelly lives. You might not know, but if you don't know, Kelly loves Winnie the Pooh a lot. And so there's a whole suite with Winnie the Pooh, ha ha ha. Sweet old friends and sweet words and labels. And look at those dies. There's a whole pack of designer series paper, and that also has an embossing folder over here called 100 Acre Woods. So if you're not a demonstrator and you're looking to become a demonstrator, you're always welcome to join the Be Happy Stampers. Or if you have a different demonstrator that you're working with, you know, whatever, however you want to do it. But you should take advantage of getting signed up, because one of the best perks about joining Stampin' Up! Is you get to pre-order. And this goes on pre-order on the 24th, which is next Tuesday. So very cool. So if anybody is looking to get ordering on the products early, that definitely get signed up to become a demonstrator, and then you can get it on the pre-order on the 24th, which is awesome. Thanks, Jane. Okay, Gina Buell was here for On Staged in the Hive, or I think she called it Staged in the Hive, right? So we didn't want to take the on stage, so we kind of coined a different term called Staged in the Hive. She had a blast, you guys. If you want to follow her on Facebook, her page is Glitter and Ink with Gina, and she had videos of the day, and she had 15 lovely ladies, and 2 of the guests were my sister-in-law and my niece attended, which was super cool. And then Mary Lemke, I know she drove in from Brandon, South Dakota. So, and then there was a whole bunch of, as the room was full. she was in her glory. She had a great time. She had 8 cards, the amazing fun folds and technique cards, and it was super cool. I know she said that if anybody still wants to do the to-go package, she would make that available to anybody that still wants it. So just got to reach out to Gina though. So, all right, she left me some goodies. She left me a little carrot here, which is super cool. And then Judy Immel said she left me this little guy, one of these Bischoff cookies. It's just wrapping a little belly band around it. And then she had these cute little bees that she stuck in the grass. So I had even little treats here when I got back, which was super cool. Okay, so after class is done, we've got a couple things. So for those of you, if you can't stick around, no problem. We're going to get making cards here momentarily. But I did print off the list of February peeps who were part of the monthly creative challenge, the class card challenge. We've got the top fans, the mystery card names, and share, create, inspire. Yeah, we did a share, create, inspire. Did we do share, create, inspire last month? I feel like we took off in February. Well, she's got names here for me. I don't know how, but we have names, which is good. We'll do a drawing. There must be something. Unless she grabbed So who's Feline Mays? Can you multitask if possible? Or Anna, if you're watching, whoever's watching, could you confirm? I'm pretty sure we didn't do February share, create, inspire. And maybe I'm drawing a blank. I thought we didn't do one in in February, but we did it in January. If you could confirm that and let me know, that would be amazing. But I guess at the end, you guys, I have this bag here. I want to show it to you. This is the bag that we got for going to On Stage. It's full of stuff, all the things. And I want to share stuff with you. And then you guys are gonna laugh. I have my suitcase. You can tell it's not very heavy because I can lift it kind of with one arm. My suitcase is full of pillow gifts. So my team and wannabes, we got together and we did a pillow gift exchange. And I received lots of gifts. So I feel like at the end of class, if you're up for it, I'm going to share that stuff. It's still fresh and current in everybody's mind. I'm going to share with you. So fun doing pillow gift exchanges because it gives me ideas on what kind of pillow gifts I can give you in your boxes or for when you attend the Stampin' Fun of the Suns or the Escape. So I have lots of things to share. So cool. So Feline said she will message you later. I can send it back if you would like. I can send it back if you would like. Yes, I would love the Stamp-a-Stack and memories and more. Oh, perfect. Okay, yeah. So definitely, Feline, I think you usually take absolutely everything anyway, so I think we'll catch that. But you can definitely, anybody who wants to get registered for any of these April classes, just hold the phone for a moment. We have about 3 more classes to design, and then Kelly's going to have all the cover photos ready, and I will make the registration form active for April. And you guys can already start to go in and register probably early next week for classes. I'm thinking the showcase is either going to be the 25th or the 26th. So we'll have the registration form ready. And I also know Kelly wants to do Paper Pumpkin altered and edited for April. So we're going to have a pre-registration form or pre-registration section in there for that too. So fun stuff. Karen says, okay, Kelly has to be so stoked for that May online exclusive. She is. She didn't even know it, Karen. I didn't know it until I was looking on the leader page and somebody posted that it was available. So I looked at it and I'm like, Winnie the Pooh? That's awesome. It's crazy awesome because it's licensed product. So Stampin' Up I'm guessing Stampin' Up, I have to only assume that Stampin' Up is paying royalties for it because And Kelly said, well, it's their 100-year anniversary, so they must be doing something with them. And it's pretty cool. So Jane loves Eeyore. I love Piglet. Piglet is my boy. I think I've got a Piglet something. Oh, I have a Piglet way up there. I got him in Disney. So actually, I think the team gave him for me. Like, he came from Disney. I didn't know Kelly was buying, but I was oohing and awing over Piglet in the Disney store, and she secretly bought it, and then the team gave it to me for my Christmas present. So, yay. Okay, so I've officially chatted for about 45 minutes. I think we're long overdue to make some cards. So I have 3 amazing cards. They are going to take a little bit of work. I think we got another hour. We'll get them all made. No problem. There's a lot of blending, and I think I put that in the email to you guys last night. So I did send the tutorial yesterday. Oh, I was so excited to send the tutorial before I went to sleep. You guys, I meant to have it to you a little bit earlier, but it was before class started, the day before class, which was amazing in my book. And on top of it, the Paper Palooza tutorial was sent out to you guys on Monday night, I think. So it was pretty cool. Keep Jolene and her family in your prayers. They had a close call. Her husband is a police officer, and he came close to not being with us anymore yesterday. And it was a scary situation for her and her family, and they're getting through it. And I was just very blessed that she was able to sneak in getting me the tutorial last night before she went to bed, because it was a long, stressful day for her and her husband yesterday. So it's a scary time. Police officers, I don't know. Kudos to the men and women in law enforcement and that take care of securing borders. And oh my gosh, you guys, we're lucky we have those people that take care of us, but sometimes they are put in situations that are not always good for them, and they don't come back to us. So Jolene and her family are very lucky. So keep them in your prayers, and be thankful and blessed that that he's still with us. So yeah, crazy. Feline says it was canceled. It was canceled. Oh, Feline, I don't know what you're talking about. I saw the poo goodies. Okay, but well, I don't know what was canceled. You'll have to tell me. I've already talked about 10 things probably since the thing that you're referring to. Sorry. All right, so we got this. Let's get the calendar. I don't know if we need anything about the calendar. You guys, I think we're okay on dates so far. So let's pull this up. These are so when you get a class from me, for those of you that are newer to watching and you don't know what's going on right now, I kit cards with the help of an amazing group of people. We design together, we kit together, we prep together, we do everything. It's like an amazing, amazing team that I couldn't do this by myself. And what happens is we put together 3 cards for this class featuring 3 different bundles, and not always has to be a bundle. I love the bag. Oh yeah, we did. We got an amazing bag. And to make a little teaser here, those people who are Silver Elite got to go to a special breakfast. And those people who got to go to the special breakfast got a matching little bag to go with it, and an amazing keychain that was attached to the bag. So cool. So yes, I had a little teaser there. Okay, so and it's reversible. It sure is. Yeah, it is reversible. People had it inside out. So it is definitely, I'll show it to you. When we get done with class, I'll show you guys the bag. So when you get classes from me, you could get different options. This is a class you could pay for it. So it's $19 plus shipping. And then the other option is if you place a $60 order, it's free. I'll mail you the class just like this, just for giving me an order. You get kitted cards for orders. This is one of them that you could get free. The other option is if you want to buy the PDF tutorial. And the tutorial has fabulous pictures, measurements, all the supplies listed, and it has instructions. And then you can always refer to this video for a video tutorial. So you get a written and then video tutorial. But to watch the YouTube that you're watching right now, I don't charge for the YouTube. So you guys watch it, and if you feel inspired and you have all the supplies at home, you could always watch the video and make the cards on your own using guidance from me as I'm live now, I guess. So, okay. But the perk of getting a PDF tutorial is that you have all the measurements there. And for those that either pay for the class or get it free with an order, the tutorial is always emailed out to you as a thank you for taking the class. So Amanda wrote out my name for me. And then the date. So today's the 19th. And so you can always use the name of this class or the date to find the PDF in your email. Sometimes it goes to your spam box or spam folder, so make sure you check that. Or to get to YouTube, you can go by the date or the name of the class to find the YouTube video. So what we're going to do is take the first card. Oh man, we're going to do the blue one first. Okay, so there's 2 blues. There's Night of Navy blue and there's Secret Sea blue. So the wave card is first, and then you can tell there's a vanilla envelope here. So then that's this one. And then the last one will be our gears card. So that's the order that we'll work on them. So I'm going to set this off to the side. Now, I mentioned a lot of blending, and there's a lot of blending on this one. This one features the Rolling Waves, which is a brand new online exclusive that launched in March, kind of in the middle of the catalogs. And so it's got a whole bunch of stamps and then a whole bunch of amazing dies that go with it. And so you can see the stamps are back there. I've already pulled off the ones that I need, but we used for this one, we use stamps, but the dies are what's the focal point. We used this die right here as the back one, and then there was this die, kind of goes on top of it, and then this die as well. It goes kind of behind. So we've got these 3 dies, and thank you. I think it was Karen Forward who die cut all your waves for you. Crazy. Then we use this die right here. So this die has a combination of starfish and then conchs and seashells by the seashore. And what happens is we only put 3 of them on your card. I should go grab the other card. So what happened is this has 7 on. So what we did is we made 2 different versions. Okay, give me 10 seconds. I gotta go grab the other card. I'm back. Here's the other card. And, hi, hunky buddy. Hi, kitten. Okay, so we made 2 versions of the card. So you'll get one or the other, and the only difference is these die cuts. So you either got 2 starfish and a seashell, or you got these 2 shells and a, am I saying that, a starfish? 2 starfish and a shell, or 2 shells and a starfish. And the reason we did that is because we kitted up 60 for this class, and then we only had to run this die times, it was times 2, so we only had to run it 30 passes versus 60, right? So just know that's how we did that. This also has a Monstera leaf in here, which is amazing. I can't wait to die cut with it, because Tyler loves the Monstera leaves. And then these 2 dies make the umbrella. So you could have this beach umbrella kind of on your card if you want. All right. Oh, thanks, Jane. Husband, he's a police officer. Yeah, and he was. So her husband's a police officer, and there was an altercation, and yeah, wasn't good. And Yvonne loves Pooh, Tigger, Piglet, all of them. Yeah, Winnie the Pooh is pretty amazing. I'll have to say, I remember when I was growing up, I liked Winnie the Pooh too. I have a baby piglet that's only like this big, a little stuffed animal that you squeeze his back shoulders, and then his arms open up, and then he clipped on things. And I still have that after like 35 years. All right, so these are the 2 different versions. I don't know what you guys are going to get in your kit, and I don't know what I'm going to get here, but I'm getting something. So you want to make sure you got nothing left in your envelope. Okay, and so you get an envelope with each card kit that you get. Now, the gems in here, we used 3 gems. You'll either have 2 big and a small, or vice versa. Oh man, these gems are retired. Oh, we went back through the archives and we found a pack that had enough of them, and I'm trying to remember what these were called. There was a name for them. In case anybody's remember, you might even have some. They were called, oh, they're not retired. Oh man. They're called Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink Gems. Okay, so they're not retired. I believe they're still current. They're not the pink ones, though. They were the whitish cream ones. They looked perfect on here because they kind of resembled stones. Then you'll have a white piece that can be for your top that we're going to blend. You'll have, in this case, I got 2 starfish, 2 turntables, and a microphone. I got 2 starfish and a shell, so we'll work on them in a moment. We cut out a stylish shape for you. And we cut out a nested essential die. If you ever get a die, oh man, I need a liquid glue there. If you ever get a die and it has a snaggletooth on it, sometimes you just need to use your scissors and you can trim it off. It's not the end of the world. Sometimes when you die cut 60 to 100 or sometimes 1,000 of the same die, the die starts to get a little bit snaggly. So you might need to do that. We try to keep an eye for that, but sometimes we don't always see it. So then you have this piece for your foam. And then there's this piece that has foam and wavy look. There's this piece, which is the big background. Now, this one's going to get sponged, okay? And I showed you all those dies. Now, this is from the Painted Garden. I call it Paradise by the Dashboard Light paper. So I'll be honest with you. I have a hard time with this one. I don't remember exactly what the name of it is. So I haven't committed it to memory officially yet. And it's like Poetry Garden, Paradise Garden. And again, for me, people around here know that I call it Paradise by the Dashboard Light paper. And if I look up poetry, maybe, in case you guys are wondering, this is new online exclusive papers, but poetry. This is new online exclusive paper as well. Garden poetry. So it doesn't even have anything to do with paradise, except for the suite has a stamp set in it called Paradise Garden. Okay, that's why I call it Paradise by the Dashboard Light. Okay, but anyways, the paper, this blue paper is the backside of the flower, and it varies from Night of Navy to Blueberry. So just know that this might look, can you see here? All 3 of these are different, but either way. Okay. I might spinny for a little bit. Hi, Becky Gandolfo. Oh, man. Come back to me. Come back to me. It's spinning. I hope that you guys are with me. I've got the spinny wheel of death with you guys. So I'm hoping that it recovers the broadcast because it did ask me about recovering it. And let's see. It's spinning over there too. Well, I'm hoping that it recovered it because it's reconnecting. So I'm just going to hold here because it does say it's reconnecting. Oh, I'll probably tell you guys that. So hang on. It said it's poor connection. Trying to reconnect. We'll see what happens. So hi, Becky Gandolfo and Connie Moore made it. Did you take roll call? Donna Grushki, oh my goodness. Good job. Recover the broadcast. Let's try this again. So I'm going to go grab my book while it's recovering the broadcast. Hopefully it recovers it. Oh, man. Okay, hopefully it's working. Okay, you guys, my internet went down because I went over to my computer and it said it wasn't connected to the internet. So the gremlins are after us today. But what happened, Linda got her pumpkin today too, wonderful. What happened in the interim is, where did I go? I didn't go anywhere, Becky, but I'm here now. But in the interim, Donna Grushki reminded me of something that I didn't do. You guys, I always do roll call, so I appreciate that. You guys, you can tell I haven't done a class for a couple weeks, and I forget about roll call. I forget about all the things. But I like to do roll call for a couple things. I like to thank people for taking the class with me. I greatly appreciate your support of either placing an order to get it for free or buying the class from me. And I also like to do it in case I miss signing somebody up. If I miss signing somebody up, I always make it right. We figure it out. Sometimes people think they sign up, but they don't. And then they are live with me and they ask me for the class and why I didn't say their name. And then they realize that they didn't sign up for it. And that happens. But it also happens that you do sign up for it and somehow I miss putting your name in the book. And so that happens. And so either way, we make it right. So, but mostly I want to say thank you to everybody for taking this class with me. So I'm going to do roll call really quick and then we'll get back into the card real quick. So first on our, and we're live, I'm watching, yay. So we have first on our list, Tundra Hudson, Pat Shee Bischoff, Kathy Crumpton, Lori P., Annette Rollin, Angela Knutson, Jeannie Gertis, Sandy Coit Emery, Fancy Nancy Billets, Catherine Healy, Amy Langlois, Angelique Schaefer, Shirley Natali, Rita Steffi, Brenda Cottrell, Sherry Stewart, Connie Moore, Donna Grushki, Faye Godby, Jan Wampach, Judy Dean, Julie Bontranger, Karen Woods, Kelly Gibson, Kimberly Snow, Linda Scott, Lori Baxter, Feline Mays, Phyllis Oderman, Susan Bellamy, Trisha Bagley, Vanessa Ritter, Mary Hodges, Doris Munson, Linda Rios, Lynn Beasley, Sherry Ott, Rosie Prouty, and last but certainly not least is Margie Yasui. Yay! All right. Again, I mentioned that I don't have any kitted cards available at the moment, but I'm willing to make a list and check it twice and see who's naughty and nice. And if you're nice, and we have a little list that starts, if there's 2 or more people, we'll kit up some more cards and we'll make sure to include them in your April package. Okay, so that's the plan. All right, we're back. Yay, very good. Okay, so I'm gonna flip this back down. We're talking about pieces. Then underneath here is cat fur. There was a cat fur. You guys, I can't deny that I have cats. I think you see that. And I can't deny that they aren't part of my life and they are part of the process. They are our mascots, okay? I can't say everybody loves them, but everybody puts up with them and loves them, right, together. And they are part of the kidding process sometimes because they find a way to get in here while we're kidding, and the cat fur flies a little bit. And so if you get cat fur, just know it's extra love in a kit from either Bigger Tigger Honey or Hunky, okay? So they mean all the best. So I did have a cat fur on there. And then on here, hi, Julie Bontringer. You're excited about Alaska, yay! You wish you could have made Long Beach. You would have been super close, my friend. You have lots of wonderful memories in Long Beach, and that is where you were born. Oh my goodness. Gosh, and you would have been super close. I would have loved to meet you, but I'll meet you in Alaska next year. That is the plan. Unless you come out to the Hive for on stage in the Hive next year with us. All right, so this is some of the new gray granite ribbon that just launched in the online exclusives as well. You guys, my goal that I made with Gina is we always love to include ribbon. So we always try to find a way to include ribbon. And we're having a really hard time not finding a lot of ribbon in the new catalog. There's online exclusive ribbon and there's 5 new in color ribbons, but yeah, a little crazy. They took away a little bit of ribbon. So I heard Alaska it is beautiful, very beautiful. And here we go. So I'm going to cut this in half at a diagonal. Okay. So that's ready to go. So one half for one side, one half for the other side. Definitely use my ribbon scissors for it. The other thing is I know that too cold for you for Alaska. So, but we're going in July. I will say that when you go in July, it's not that cold. I've been there in July once and you just needed a light little windbreaker. So not so bad. For those of you who are waiting anxiously for the paper snips to come back, they're not going to come back as paper snips. They're coming back as something else, and it's close. They accidentally included it in our pre-order guide, but it was a mistake. And so just know that they are coming. It's just not quite yet. I'm hoping for maybe the summer. All right, so we're going to make sure our corners are lined up nice and square, and then we're going to take the bone folder and burnish it. And we do that because when we put our kits in the envelope for you, we don't burnish them before we give them to you. So you want to make sure when you're burnishing them that your corners are nicely aligned here. So you're going to need to grab some Night of Navy ink. And it's probably the last one on my pile. Yep. Okay. You're going to need to grab Night of Navy ink. You also need crumb cake, or the cakes of the crumb, or the crumbs of the cake, and petal pink. And we need a petal pink dauber. You're going to need a blending brush that is for Night of Navy. And we're also going to need a crumb cake dauber. So let me see here. I have a scrap here. I don't know if that's crumb cake. Perfect. Okay. I've got daubers all lined up here for each. There's a lot of blending today. So let's put this back away. Hi, big boy. You going to jump up here and say hi? I don't know, Mom. I just want to be warm and in my fuzzy blanket. So the one that we got is this one. So I'm going to just set this underneath here for now so that we have that. All right, let's get some stamping or sponging or something done. So in the Night of Navy ink, you're going to need your little nested essential die here. And it's really hard to see white on white, so I'll just put that there. And then I've got your In My Thoughts. So we're going to take that. Now it is stamped closer to the top. It's not in the middle. So don't always instinctively meatloaf. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So you don't want to instinctively go to the middle, right? A lot of us have a tendency of going right to the middle. Just know it is closer to the top. So we're going to go right about there. It says, "You're in my thoughts." Perfect. And then we have on the inside, happy birthday, and some shell stuff going on. So let's grab, the white inside is right here. And we need the little shell action, this guy, and happy birthday is right here. Okay, so happy birthday. I've got that centered and closer to the top. Really your call where you want to stamp it. If you hate writing, you could put it in the middle and you'd be fine. But if you want to write a little love note to somebody, you could stamp it a little bit closer to the top so that you got a little more room to write on the bottom. All right, so that's perfect. Happy birthday is good to go. All right, we're not done with navy ink, but I'm going to shut it just for now. We're going to come back and sponge later. We're going to keep doing some stamping. So in the stamp set, there's something that looks like sand. And I just had it right here. Okay, it's like that. And what you're going to do is in the crumbs of the cake, crumb cake, stamp a little sand down there. Now, on my sample card, I didn't do it. And I didn't think to do this until we had class in person. And I wished I would have stamped sand along the bottom of this white label. So I am going to grab that back. And we're going to stamp some sand. And we're going to work up. And you can do a combination of first and second to help fill in. Like that. Right? So all I did, and I didn't do this, and it's probably not written in the instructions on the pin pad, but I did stamp that. Because now when we put our stuff on the top, it'll actually be in the sand. So go back to this one then. And we look at this. There is a stamp that has two of the cells that are separated, right? And there's a little gap in the middle. So what we're going to do is stamp them in crumb cake. Tigger, what's up, buddy? Leave your brother alone. Okay, and then you're going to grab petal pink. And for your conch, you can stamp that right in between them. It nestles perfectly right in between. Okay, so we got a little collection of seashells by the seashore there. So that'll be for your inside. I think that's good to go. Now we have some sponging to do. So there's a little shell. If you have the shell or the conch, you can use the petal pink ink. And we tried to make it like, so we did die cut these in vanilla because we knew we were going to be blending them and sponging and giving them color. And what we wanted to do was make them look pearly, because sometimes the shells have this pearly look to them. So by having them be vanilla, it gave them that pearly look. Add as much or as little petal pink as you want to your little seashells here, right? So we just got a little bit, I feel like I'm putting a contact in my eye. All right, so that one's petal pink. Then, hi Faye Godby, we have crumb cake. So these guys, these two guys, are with the crumb cake. And you just want to coat them really nicely so that they become saturated with the crumb cake ink. The whole vanilla part will be gone. You don't have to worry about it. So our little sand dollars here, right? So there's the one little dude. Oh, however, little guy. And then we're going to do this one too. Oh, a bunch of you are here. Yay. You guys, totally behind on the class from the video. We're making cards, and if you look here, I'm talking. I haven't even started making the cards. So the feed on the video is a little bit delayed. So that's all right though. Oh, look at that. It just flipped. It just flipped back. So that's how delayed I am. So you guys are watching it with what my show or what the phone is showing, but I know I'm a little ahead of you. That's why it's sometimes wonky with comments, that I see the comment come through and I'm like, I don't remember what I was talking about. All right, so there we've got a sand dollar. So a little bit darker than this, but it'll dry. It'll be a little bit lighter. And you could always not do it as dark if you didn't want. All right, still not done. We have a lot of blending to do in the color of the night of the navy. So this piece right here, what we did is, oh, I forgot the birds. Oh, man. I have no Vanna white here either. Later on, we'll have to stamp some birds, but we blended this wavy die cut and then the top part. We ended right about here in the middle. So you could blend your whole piece if you want and just have it all blue, but I liked having that white border down here. It kind of showed off the designer series paper a lot. So let's grab Night of Navy ink. Oh, honey, I hear you, baby girl. Are you waking up? To Folgers in your cup? No, Mom, I don't drink coffee. I know. All right, the trick with the blending is I start off the edge, and I don't really like to blend where there's other color on it, because sometimes your brush will actually pick that color up. So it's better to start with fresh paper and working your way wax on, wax off. So we're off and on. You could use a sponge dauber to do this too. And don't be sad if you get bruising. We learned this on stage. It's called blending bruising. In this case, the bruising is not that bad. It actually looks like clouds if you get a little bit of bruising. So isn't that clever? I don't remember what demonstrator or presenter shared that, but it's called bruising when you get, that's a bad bruise, right? And we don't want the bruising to be too much, but don't feel bad if it happens, because you also can make it look like it's clouds. And if I had a bigger piece underneath here of scrap paper, it would probably be a little bit more helpful. I'm competing with it, not wanting to move where I want it to go, but me, I just grab the smallest piece of paper I can possibly find and I work with it. All right, so we're going about halfway. Now you can see I'm a little bit lighter there. Now, do you like that or do you hate it? If you like it, keep it. If you don't like it, you can always add color to it. You just can't take color away. That looks really nice to me. I'm good with that. Then you have this piece right here. We also need to do this one. This was super cool because somebody actually put this over the top and blended it while it was over the top of this. And that was a really cool look that she did. That was Bobby that did that. But what we're going to do is, you have to be careful with this. Becky says, I would like to order this class. If any left, please and thank you. Okay, Bob, Becky, what I'm going to do, I'm going to write a little note here. I'm going to take my purple pencil here. It's not purple, I'm sorry. I don't even know why I said purple. It's actually green. Becky, I'll add you to the list. So at the moment, if I get a couple people that are interested, we'd add you to this one. March monthly class. And then I'll keep you posted. All right. So for this guy, how do you get signed up to send product for the card benefit? Oh, Donna Rose. I will show you how to do that. Let me blend this and I'll show you. We do need some things yet. We don't have, hi. Hi, what's up, baby girl? You guys, this is Honey. You know, tell it's Honey. She's got a little royal mark on her forehead right there. She's like, Mom, don't pick on me. I'm not, baby. Just showing everybody your birthmark. Hi. Yeah, did you not get enough love earlier? She was sleeping right on the desk while Kelly and I were trying to work. All right, you have to be careful with this. She's like, Mom, you hardly give me any room. You can see her butt right here, you guys. All right, so we're just blending this too. Now, a lot of this gets covered, but the bottom is what you see here. If this was white, okay, so let's put our piece of paper here. The reason why we did this, you put this here, and if you have the white down here, it stood out way too much. It was just, so what we decided to do is blend it. So let's keep on blending. Keep it moving, moving, no, rolling, rolling, rolling. Keep those ponies rolling, or doggies, I don't know, one or the other. Rawhide. All right, you guys, I do blurt out the tunes, if you didn't know that yet. All right, so the top part's not so bad. It's kind of thicker, so you've got more to work with. It's the bottom part here that you get the struggle bus. Because if you're going like this, it's going to bend back on you. So you want to be careful as you do this. Blend with the, like, so don't blend this way because it'll get caught this way. You want to blend to the right, left to right. And just add color onto these little wavy linings, squiggles. But if you go right to left, you're going to catch them and they're going to end up bending on you. And I'm not brushing off. You can see I'm going straight for the kill here. It's okay. If you get the bruising, you don't see it so much on these little lines. But all I did was blend that. If you need to add color, you can still go back and do that. It does get partially covered up. I think that's it for ink on this card. So what we can do now is get into assembly mode here. So for a little bit of gluing, we could glue our inside in. We could glue, okay, I mentioned that I forgot the birds. The bird is the word. These birds come from Sunset Sailing. I didn't remember that, and my birds are upstairs. The good thing about this is that this is glued flat onto the card base, so I can stamp the birds later. They actually were an afterthought. So we actually had the card all put together, and we thought, we need birds. So we went scouring the beach for birds, and we found them in Sunset Sailing. So if you have the birds, you could stamp them now or later, but I'm going to go ahead and stamp them later just because, oh, I need glue, because I don't have any down here. They're upstairs. But let's grab a brand new glue. Look at how nice I am to myself. We're going to open up a new glue. It's a new day. It's a new glue. All right, so a little bit of glue on this one and this one and that. So let's get those all put down. I know it's risky business with a cat butt right here. So let's get the inside. Now for those that love to do double matting, you still can do that. We don't do double matting on the monthly class or the suite class. We usually do it for ink, paper, scissors, and let's just stamp. But you could have added on the inside a crumb cake layer, which would have been really pretty. Honey, you're having a hard time getting through there, I know. Move your stuff, Mom. It's in my way. Oh. I don't know if that's good for you, honey. Oh my goodness, girlfriend. Oh my goodness. She's like a little bulldozer right now, trying to walk over all of the things on the counter. So pick how you want your DSP. I think I like it lighter on the right, so I'm going to go with it darker on the left. So that's going to go there. Same margin on the left and the right and the bottom. And again, if you wanted to do all of the blending around, you could have. I did like having that white down there. All right, so let's look at this. So here's that. What I did, this designer paper is cut at 2 inches, and I didn't worry about the seam going straight across because I know that when I put this on here, you won't even see the seam. That's how you know where to put this. If you go up higher, you're going to see the seam. If you go down lower, it's going to be a little too low. So I'm pretty certain that when we did that, it's right in line with the seam. So this is going to get glued flat. Okay, so Donna's asking, so we have a card making benefit next month. Oh man, I didn't even show the cards. How did I forget to show the cards? I did. So the benefit is your choice on which organization you'd like to donate to. You could do 1, 2, or 3. We're going to have National Autism Society, and then there's the National MS Society, and then we have Healing for the Ages. And the $40 that is donated to get the card kits or to get, you guys hear that? She just knocked something on the floor. The card kits, this is that guy that goes right here. And then what we have is this one is the one that goes up a little higher. So this guy is the back one. And what I did on these is I actually adhered them together first, and then I put them down where I wanted them. So you could use a little tear and tape or a little bit of liquid glue. So with a $40 donation plus shipping, you can either get made, you get the kits, and if it's a $45 donation, you can get made cards. You guys, after about 6 or 7 years, we decided to add on a $5 donation for those people who want them completed, and we didn't think that was too much to ask. It takes a team weeks to between 3 and 8 days to get all the cards made for people, so we decided to add $5 on to the cost if you wanted made cards. All right, so I'm just tacking these together with a little bit of tear and tape just to hold them for right now. So I'm gonna bring this guy down a hair. So something like that. And let's just put a little bit of tape right here. You could use glue dots too, you guys. Adhesive is always your choice. So Jane is having trouble with her blending. Yeah, it takes a light hand. You don't want to do too heavy. All right, so we've got this looking good. Now what I did is I used some dimensionals and I popped up the top part, not the bottom part. So we're going to put dimensionals. I'm using the baby ones, so the mini ones, and put those across the top. And I actually don't want to, and I didn't mean to do this, I don't want to put them in the middle so much. I want to have it flat in the middle so that it doesn't add more height there. So we're just going to move that guy over. And so we'll pick these off. So I've got a few on the left and a few on the right. And I'm noticing that I might want to have one right here on the end. So we'll put a dimensional there. And then you're wondering about the other part. So with the other part, you're going to use liquid glue. So dot, dot, not a lot. And because we want that flat there, we could pick that tear and tape off. And you don't have to use a lot, just a little bit, just enough to help it stick down a bit. And when you go to set this down, you want to make sure that you're not swirling it all over the place. All right, so this kind of goes with the blue up there, kind of lined up. It's nice that that goes, it's 5 1/4, so it goes to the edge of that. All right, so this is flat in the middle and it's popped up along the edges. And I left it flat because these are gonna get popped up in the middle there. All right, so we've got this guy. Now I've got the ribbons already cut in half. And we're going to put 2 Terran tapes. Wait, hi Sue Deppis. She'll be doing a waiting list if there's more, and 2 people. Yeah, and so far we've got Becky's on the waiting list. So if there's anybody else, don't hesitate to reach out. Don't think you're going to be the only one. I can bet you any money that there'll be at least 2 or 3 people that are interested. So if you don't ask, then it's a no. But if you do ask, it's most likely a yes. I'm keeping this closer to the bottom half here. Oh, hi Maria Gilbertson. I'm glad you can catch the replay. So we're going to grab the one here, and it's right at the, it's up a little bit higher. Okay, so on this side I did a loop, and this side I did a loop and a tail. So I made it look like loop, 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 tail. So we're going to attach it to where the Terran tape is back there, and we're going to make a small loop and then another loop, kind of angling down. Now, if you want to do a loop and a tail and a loop and a tail, that's quite all right. Whatever you want. You guys are your cards, and if you change them up however you want, it doesn't upset me at all. And then we're going to make, it makes me happy that you're creative. So we're going to do a loop, and I'm going to bring it down just a little bit lower than this one. So it's slightly down. So we're going to do a loop. It catches that Terran tape, and then you bring it out at a diagonal. Now I already got that angled, so I might just leave it, or if I want to trim it, I can always trim it. So I'm covering it up with Terran tape. So I'm making that Terran tape sandwich because you're sandwiching the ribbon in between. Then you can grab, if you have white dimensionals or black dimensionals, whatever you want. We're going to pop up this label and put that onto our stylish shaped circle. And, oh, I hear Honey. Hi, Baby Cakes. She wants to play mousy. All right, then this goes here. Now remember we did this flat, so what we can do is pop this up. Honey, I hear you. You have a mousy? The 2 boys are snoozing down here by me. All right, so then this goes right in the center, like that. And then we have shells. So I didn't pop them up. I believe I just glued them. And if you want to use liquid glue, you can. If you want to use non-committal dots and use little glue dots, you can, because then you could easily change them around if you wanted. So we've got that, and this one. So I've got a shell. So because I've got the sand here, now it looks like I'm at the beach with my shells, collecting them. So there's one. This guy's off to the side over there. This little guy's hanging out in the other shell's armpit. Look at that. Very cute. And then you can put your pebbles on. And so I got a big one and a small one. Oh, I've got 2 big ones. So let's see here. I'm going to move this dude. See, if you use non-committal dots, you can kind of pick them up and rearrange your wares a little bit. So now there's room for a shell, a little rock right, I guess, in his crotch down there. All right, and then put this little guy right over there. Okay, there it is. That works. All right, we talked about the birds. The birds are from Sunset Sailing, right? Once you get the things planted where you want them, then press them down. The heat from your fingers will help that adhesive. And then if you want to trim your tail here yet again, I want a more of an angle on it. So I'm just gonna take my ribbon scissors and trim that a little bit. So it gives it a little more character when it's not equal, right? So you got a loop, loop, and then a loop and a tail. And those birds, what I would do if I'm stamping my birds, I would open the card up. Be very careful that you don't have ink on the block around the edges here, and then you're just going to very carefully stamp your birds. Now, if you have your birds handy, you might do it before you start assembling all your stuff, kind of lay your pieces and then put your birds, but I will stamp my birds later in life. So, all right. And then make sure everything's kind of nice and secure. If you need to pop anything else up or give anything a little more boost here, you can always sneak in more dimensionals where you want to, but that's not going to work because that's too big. So that needed a little dimensional on the bottom. Okay. Very good. Very good. Sehr gut. All right, we got the one done. Yay. Okay, I'll let you see it one more time here. So again, you might have this one or you have that one. Right, one or the other. Just put your shells down. Don't forget to put your sand down. All right, next card is the Help Me Grow. And it's a vanilla base. I should say it like undertone. So you have a vanilla envelope. This one features, so we've got Greenery Lane is what we used for that. Foliage on the inside. And then I also used, so we'll need this guy right here. And then from Friendly Foliage, we used Thinking of You. So that guy is this one. Again, any sentiments, any foliage. You don't have to use these exact stamps. And then the other thing is Help Me, Rhonda, Grow. That is the dirt, the doit. Didn't use any other stamps except for the doit. But definitely use the dies. All right, so when we go in here, oh, I think I realized something. In the tutorial, if I'm not mistaken, we may have forgot to put that we brushed a little pecan ink on the embossed piece. So you've got 3 rhinestone cowboys in here. We did color them with a Blackberry Bliss blend. So you'll have to, that's how you got them that color. You have some ribbon in here. There's quite a bit. It's either 7 or 8 inches. That's some of the new, it was so fun to design with some new product. So there's the Berry Burst ribbon. Here's a new embossing folder. Garden Poetry, maybe? All right, or Paradise by the Dashboard Light. All right, so this one is embossed, and we're gonna take pecan pie ink and sponge around a little bit to illuminate the leaves. All right, and that is maybe question mark for, we didn't write that in the tutorial. I'm not quite certain. I think that we might have missed it. Here's our little leafy. It's 5 pointies. It could be your pot leaf. I'm not quite certain, but it's part of the dies. And then the pot is part of the dies. Super cool. This little guy here has a slice right here. And that is amazing because then it's so realistic your plant can fit in there. And it looks like it's growing in the pot. Super cool. Love it. All right, so we've got that. We got our little leafy here. And then you have a vanilla piece, which mats onto your blackberry. And then you have a little skinny strip for a sentiment. We have Sending Love. And then you have a peacock piece. Amanda Waldhart and I say that. Peacock piece here. That is Angle Dangle. This is also the Poetry Garden Designer Series paper. So you could, some people in in-person class put this side up, and otherwise you can put this side. Now you can see they look different. The whole sheet is completely water wash maybe, where some of it's this color, some of it's more blackberry. Well, what we did is we took a sponge dauber, not that one, and we colored it more blackberry. So let's see if it's this one. That's blackberry. So I'll set that here and I'll show you what I mean. So if you want to make it darker, you have the ability to do that. And then you have a vanilla matte for the inside. And we want to take our corners here and burnish them. Like that. Okay. Vertical card. So what do we have for Inky Dinky Doo Time? We need the peacock and we need the pecan pie and Blackberry Bliss. So Blackberry Bliss is the Sending Love. So let's grab that. Sending Love. Where does that come from? If you're wondering. Oh, I don't even know if I pulled it out. I thought I did. Sending Love comes from a set that is called, whoa, hi. Nice to see you, girlfriend. Sending Love comes from, oh, the Foliage. Okay, I didn't pull it out yet because Kelly just brought me the stamp set. So Sending, your head takes up the whole screen, little lady. Little lady. What's up, Buttercup? I'm just wanting to put cat fur everywhere, Mom. Just to let you know I love you. Okay, we gotta get some blocks, honey. You wanna go get them for me? No, I don't know how to carry things, Mom. I just know how to knock things down. All right, so we need that guy. And we need this one. Hi, babykins. Oh, you want to play Mousy? You brought your possum, your favorite toy in the whole wide world. Should we show everybody what your possum looks like? Oh, no, Mom. It looks kind of ragged to show everybody. But then they'll see how much you absolutely love it. Yeah, I know. I just wish you'd throw it to me instead of talking about it. Okay, so now we're back on track. A nice little conversation with Honey while we got our stamps together. All right, there's a bannered end here. It's really hard to see it. Normally we banner, but I wanted to show you how to banner. So I think what I'll do is I'll banner that first, and then we know where to stamp. So when you go to make a banner, you could use a triple banner punch, or you can use your scissors. And the trick is to cut right in the middle, down as far as you want it to go in. And then you go from the edge here to the middle. And then you go from the edge to the middle. Now, if you didn't get the middle, your tails are not going to be quite even. But if you did cut right down the middle, you should have pretty even tails there. Right, so now that we got that done, you can take your Sending Love, or whatever sentiment you choose, in Blackberry Bliss ink. And, hi, oh, you're so cute, baby. This guy goes over here. Sending Love. Now, it might be too long. We can always trim it. I made the strip a little longer in case you guys have sentiments that are a little bit longer. So on this side then, we have Thinking of You. So let's do that on this piece right here. So Thinking of You came from the Foliage. Thanks, Jane. All right, so we have here Thinking of You. Perfect. Decent. And then we're done with the blackberries. We'll grab our peacock, and that is for our foliage here down in the bottom. So grab that. It doesn't all need to go on, so you don't need to ink up the whole thing. But you want to make sure that ink is nice and thick on there. So we're going to put that right about there. I don't try to get all the focal images on the corners. I kind of nestle them in there. And then we just have a little stamping with Pecan Pie. All right, so that's our innard. And pecan is for the doit. So your call, what you want to do, but I would recommend second strength, and that just means generation or strength. So you stamp off, because that's first strength, and then to stamp on in second strength. And it seems tedious, but all we're doing is creating a background on here, because to have nothing, it looks kind of blah and too stark. So the thing is, I don't like to be too consistent with it. So in some cases, and it's not good to stamp off over the top of another color, because I'll be honest, sometimes that color gets picked up in here. So I'm being very risque by stamping around that peacock. All right, so that, see, I'm like half on, half off. And then this time I'll go to the middle. The next time I'll go to the edge. So like, then I'll go to the middle. And then I just do the edges. If you want to incorporate third strength, all you would do is go stamp, stamp, and then you could put in a third strength. And then that fills in some of the gaps too. And then do a little cross angle on it. It gets rid of the lines that I was starting to develop. So we'll go back down here. And do middle. Like that. Little guy there. So all we're doing is create. Now, if you don't have the Help Me Grow stamp set and you have something else you want to use, go for it. It doesn't have to be this stamp set, but I'm going to do a third strength and go like that. So just put some texture. If you have that linen, that lasting linen or any kind of a linen background stamp, that looks cool too. So that's it for Inky Dinky Doo time. So wait, can get glue happy here. So let's glue. Hi, baby. Oh, we're not done with Inky Dinky Doo. You want to grab this with the designer paper, right? So because I wanted it more blackberry instead of berry burst, I'm going to take my dauber and I'm just going to alter the color. And by taking a dauber, it'll put more of a blackberry tone to it. It's not going to lose the berry. It's just going to... I've got a little monkey here, you guys. Well, this little monkey. And she just doesn't know what to do. She just wants to play, you guys. She's like, Mom, you were gone and now you're back and you don't want to play with me. All right. So this paper in and of itself has blackberries in it. It's just the section that you get might be more berry. See, that is what I was looking for. So some of that gets covered up, but if you don't want to do that and you think your piece is perfect, because some of you do have more blackberry, some of you don't. So we're going to flip that over. Let's get glue happy. All right, so there's that, and that one. All right, so we've got our, whoa. Yeah, our vanilla inside here. Like that. And then I meant to glue this actually. I'm not quite ready for that. I have a plan for that. So we're gonna do this one. Right there. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is flip this over. I'm not ready to do that quite yet. I wanna show you how I'm gonna do that. Because I don't know where my peacock is gonna go. So I don't wanna guess. Oh, we're not done with ink. Wow, we still have more ink to do. Hang on, that's just gonna hang out over there for the moment. We have the leaves on here, and they are in pecan pie. So that must be pecan pie, unless that is. One's crumb cake and one's pecan. I'm gonna go with that for pecan. So the pecan pie, we're gonna use that to add a little bit of color. So this part's gonna get covered up. So I don't mind starting in the middle here. Whoa, okay, that's called a dark bruise. I started in the middle, that's gonna get covered up. Hi, Penny Powell, my sunshine friend. So I'm trying to get rid of my bruising right off the bat, right? So once I got my bruising under control, then I'm gonna work to my areas where you're not gonna notice, or you're gonna see it. So I'm lightly hovering. When you lightly hover over the top, it gives a luminescence to your leaves. So you don't wanna press super hard, right? It's better to have lighter touch, but just lightly hovering over, starting in the middle all the time, right? And then coming over here. If you don't press very hard, you should just capture the leaves. You don't need to do the whole thing because some of it gets covered up, but I'm not trying to think about it. So I'm just gonna go around the edge here, knowing that if I just always go to the middle, I'm okay. All right, so what happens is it illuminates your leaves. So cool. I love that technique with embossing folders to emboss. So you have the card base is the same color as the top mat, which is super cool. That when you emboss it, then, and you can see that I did it even lighter on here and it's less noticeable, where on this one you're gonna notice it a lot more. So that's where it comes down to, you can do as much or as little ink as you want. All right, now I think our inky dinky do time is done. So we can glue, well, here's the deal. I should have tested this beforehand in case the piece of designer paper, so my designer paper is a hair shorter than my mat, not intentional, just by accident. Sometimes paper is off by a hair, and I see that it's off by a hair. And I do that before I glue. So what I'm gonna do is grab this, and I'm just gonna trim a hair of it off. And it's easier to do that before you get glue happy. All right, so that's good. All right, so my trick that I wanted to share with you. I don't necessarily know where my arm is gonna go. I mean, I do, because I could measure this, right? I could say, okay, I'm an inch from the bottom, right? So I could do that, but I didn't know that when I was designing the card, where things were gonna lay. So what I did first is I took off 2 dimensionals off the top here, and I kind of guessed where I wanted this to go, right? So I figured I want about that much there, that there, and I just got it attached with the 2, right? So then that's kind of set. And I even think, I'll be honest with you, I even think I only did the 1. I'm trying to show you how I got this together without knowing. Okay, so you guys, you're gonna have to channel your inner Gina, okay? Gina likes things kitty wampus like this. I like things straight up and down. So I know I took this one off right here. Actually, this is my trick. So I only attached this corner one because I knew that I wanted this one straight and I wanted it more to the right than the left. And it was up about maybe like equidistant top to bottom, right? So I got this planted right about here. You're probably thinking, wait, you got stuff that goes underneath. Yes, but I'm trying to show you how I did this. I'm teaching. So I put this one planted. Then what I did next is I kind of got this situated with where it needs to go. And as long as you use a small enough, or the dimensional all the way in the corner, then this allows you to kind of get this placed, right? So great, let's get that placed. And so what I would do to place that is I would put tear and tape across the top and tear and tape across the bottom. And I would pick this off because I still need to put my designer paper, but I'm trying to figure out, like, where do I want this placed, right? So I know, okay, well, something like this is kind of what I'm going for. And I want to see a little bit peeking out the right, the left. Now, you guys have the luxury of having a sample to look at, right? So you don't necessarily care. And I still have stuff that I can put underneath here. Now for this piece, I waited with that until I knew where my pot was going to go. So on your pot here, what you're going to do is grab a dimensional. Oh, I got one right there. And what you can do is get your plant all situated. And you're going to put a dimensional right over the top of that. Then I'm also going to put one there and one here. And I should have little baby white dimensionals somewhere around here, but I don't see them. So we'll grab the little black ones here. And I'm going to put one there, one here, and maybe that's enough. All right, so now I'm going to put my pot down. And I'm going to put a non-committal dot at the bottom. And I knew I wanted it up here, so I am not all the way up to the top, but close, and I'm centering it left to right. Right, so I got that, right? Now that I got the pot on, now I could visualize where I wanted that arm. I'm going to call that an arm in the back. I could visualize where I wanted, because I wanted it to kind of be aligned with that and then aligned with this bottom ridge, right? So now that I've got this ready to go and my glue is dry, I'm going to add just a little bit more glue. And now, because I have this the way it is, I can lift this up and I can eyeball where I want to put this. And I do know that it's above, so this is the bottom of the blackberry. It's about 1/8 of an inch from the bottom of the blackberry. And that's kind of what I went for. So it kind of had a step down approach. And if you would have glued that first, you might have glued it up higher or low. Now you've got it exactly where you want it, right? So now that's glued. And sounds good, Lynn. But now what we can do is, this is where you want it. You've got adhesive staged back there. So all you got to do is flip it down. And then you also have adhesive staged on the back of this one. So these are just a little bit of how, like, if you wonder, like, wow, everything's always so perfectly placed. Well, it's because when I put the card together, I don't always know where things need to go until I have the top thing down. And sometimes you glue things incorrectly, and then it's sad face where, okay, so that's how that works. Now for this guy, you've got this, and I did give you a little bit more than what you needed. Now if your sentiment's longer, you might use that, like your sentiment might have come to here, right? So just know that you want to have a little bit of room for this guy to hang out on, and then you don't need all of that. So if you have a trimmer handy, you could definitely use your trimmer so it's nice and straight and flush. But if you don't, you could always use your scissors. So I'm going to go about what? Hey, I don't know, like 5/16? I don't know. More than 1/4 inch I cut off. And then, okay, so that's going to go there. We can go ahead and glue this down and get that right onto the front of your card. Like that. All right, so far so good. Now, this is not a bow. It definitely looks like a bow. I don't make bows so good unless I have a bow maker. And I didn't make a bow for you. So what we did is we just weave that back and forth. So you're going to want to grab a tear and tape for weighting in the wings over here, because then you don't have to be holding it and trying to get tear and tape. And then you put a tear and tape onto the little strip. So you have, I don't remember if it was 7 or 8 inches. You have 7 inches of ribbon. One side is shiny and the other is more dull, I guess. So I'm going to take the shiny side up, and underneath this open area here, I'm going to start with taking and making a tail right here. And then what I'm going to do is, as I loop this, I'm going to keep the shiny side up. So it twists like that. And then I'm going to cross over here. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make a loop like that. About the same amount. Whoops, I lost it. It wasn't sticking. It's okay. I don't usually do things left-handed, I'll be honest. So it's a struggle. I gotta do it right-handed. So go like that. And that's how you make it look like a bow. Now, you guys, I was really generous with the ribbon. I should say Mom was. You've got like a whole little bit left there. So now that you have the tear and tape ready, boom, right there. This goes down. Take a look-see at it. If one of your tails is too big, you can always pull one of your tails a little bit, tug at it gently. It'll make your tail smaller. But that's how I make a fake bow, a faux bow. All right, so then while it's like this, you could take your scissors and trim the tail. And then you could take the scissors and trim the tail. Now, if you wanted your tails to be a little longer, you could have given yourself a little bit more on that side. All right, so now this is gonna get popped up with a dimensional. So I'm gonna bring my tear and tape back a hair here, and we're going to put a dimensional right there, and then we'll put a dimensional there and one here. Now you guys remember I glued the pot flat down there, which is perfect because this is going to be popped up. Now we might need a double stuff dimensional on this side because it's popped up here and not here, so the part that hangs over actually needs an extra support system. So we call that our double stuff Oreo or dimensional. And now it's too high, and that is going to catch this red berry area, and then you have a little bit of vanilla showing there, and then your banner kind of goes to the edge there. All right, I have nice and straight. Then we have our little leafy here. Oh, let's use a non-committal dot. I'm just going to put, so it has little lines in it, and sometimes when you put liquid glue on dies that have these little lines, the glue seeps through. So by using a glue dot, you're not going to have that. So now this kind of goes right about there. Now, this one I had it a little more to the left, right? So it was more under the little leaf, but it's okay. It's close enough. So I might go like that. I could have had the bow off to the left a little bit more, but for those that are picky, you could always finagle it and redo it, but good. Then you have, Tyler says that I'm the pickiest, like a prickly pear. And I say, well, you know what? I picked you. So we're using a blend, which is like a permanent marker. And we're dotting a little color onto, honey, I heard you, girl. We're dotting a little bit of color onto the gems. And so I've got a big one here, and then you got two small. So you're going to hate that. It's really hard to pick these up, but I put the big one in the middle of our leaf, and then the two little ones go there. Now, if you're recreating this card and you have those purple shimmer gems, there was a blackberry one in there, and we must have loved using that one because I have a bunch of the purple ones, but not the blackberries. All right, Lynn says, where can I find the link to the bulk envelopes I mentioned some time ago? Okay, two things, because I just remembered that we talked about, so this card's done, right? So you have your vanilla envelope. Not done. You guys definitely take a hot second and you could Stella your plant leaves here. So cool. You could also do, if you want to add texture to your pot, you could also do that too. And then it'll look cool. Now, I think, though, like this guy's a little loosey-goosey here. Oh, there are my dimensionals. Look at that. This guy's a little loosey-goosey. So we're going to grab him and show him who's boss. And I'm going to grab one here, too. And there. Nice. All right. We got it done. So, Donna Rose. I think Donna was so great to meet you. In Long Beach. Yay. You're so cute. She was asking where you can find the link to sign up to donate materials for the card benefit. The card benefit, you guys. Oh my gosh, I didn't even talk about that. So the link for the card benefit, if you go to my website, cardsbycrispy.com, and if you click on events, the event is on April 25th. So click in the event. It's the card making benefit. You can see the 3 different organizations you can show love to. Scroll down a little bit And there's a spot here that says want to support the event more, or want to support even more. Please click here to be taken to the form. And so this is the form where you can see what needs to be donated yet. So if there's a name in it, please don't go over the top of the name. That means somebody's already signed up for it. But over on the left here, you can see we need some stuff. We need blackberry cardstock, coral cardstock, some daffodil cardstock. Over here, we need some stuff too. We need navy cardstock. We need shaded spruce cardstock. Over here, we've got some empty spaces. Oh, rhinestones, you guys. I'll show the cards off. I'm gonna go grab them. I'm gonna show them off. We use rhinestones on every single card. And so 6 cards times 3 is 18, and we're getting up 192. And 192 times 18 is 3,456 rhinestones that we need. There's 150 rhinestones on a pack. So 23 was the minimum that we needed. And I think in one of the cards, we actually put more than 3. We might have had more, and that's why I think we registered for, like, we put in here that we needed 25 packs. And I think that's why, is because one of the cards has more than 3 on it. So then we also need envelopes. And so this is where it is. So if somebody can't fill this out, or you don't know how to, but you want to donate, call me, text me, Facebook message me. And if you tell me, hey, I want to help you, what can I send your way, or what can you order for me, and I give you money. Like if you want to send $50 and say order cardstock, we'll figure out how many packs we can get, and we'll put your name in here. So, and as stuff comes in, I mark it green so that I know that I have it. So that's that one, okay? So hopefully that helps for you guys answering that. Now, Lynn, you asked about where I get the envelopes. You guys, I did make a switch in my business. I don't know, maybe earlier in the year. And it's because Stampin' Up! Stopped selling vanilla envelopes. I'm a true believer that if I am making a card with vanilla theme in it, like that, instead of white, right? It's either white or vanilla. So if it's vanilla, I want to provide a vanilla envelope to you. I have a hard time putting a white envelope in a vanilla based card. I'll tell you, I don't know. I'm not that picky, but I'm really picky with that. I'm joking. I'm really picky, I guess. So when Stampin' Up! Stopped selling vanilla envelopes, I had a stockpile of what I thought I would use for a period of time. And I've gone through that stockpile, and that just happens, right? So what I decided to do is go back to the company that I was buying envelopes before I started to use Stampin' Up! Envelopes for my business. So I'm back to Desktop Publishing Supplies, and they look very similar. And the other reason is they're a little less expensive than Stampin' Up! No, Stampin' Ups are better. I will say that their quality is better, and they have a more silky finish to them, but these look almost identical. And what happened is I didn't have to increase the cost of my classes because I had made that switch, and I was blessed with being able to invest in some white paper before it went out of stock. And so I decided that as long as I was using the 40 packs of white paper, I didn't have to increase the cost of classes. But as soon as I'm done and through that pile of paper, I'm going to transition my prices to be more in line with what the current pricing is on Stampin' Up! White paper, or I have to make a business decision. You guys, I provide kitted classes to you. And if I can find a very similar white paper and not increase the price of my classes, I might do that too. So, but I have done that with envelopes. So where was it Lynn asking? So it's Desktop Publishing Supplies. So all you need to do is Google or do a internet search for Desktop Publishing Supplies. Tom is his name, actually. If you call there, his name is Tom, and he's always amazing, and he will take your order over the phone, actually. So when I need envelopes, I call Tom. And I know that. I remember that because my brother's name is Tom. And so Tom helps me out with envelopes. And the more that you buy, the bigger the discount that you get. And so it just depends on how many you need. You're looking for an A2 size, I think it's like a satin vanilla and a satin white square flap. That's really what you need to know. And if you are on the phone with him and you're like, I don't know, I just want envelopes like Christine Bertram has, give him my phone number and tell him to look up my last order, and he will tell you what the item number is, right? So there's my phone number. Okay, so there's that in a nutshell. All right, so we're done with this card. Yay. Cool beans. Yeah, not to try to steer you guys away from Stampin' Up. I absolutely love Stampin' Up. Like, no quarrels about that. But if you don't have vanilla envelopes to use on a card, what is a girl supposed to do, right? So that's how I look at it. All right, so last card here is our gears and textures. So for those of you who have done, you did the Winter Creative Escape for me. This is your double dipper. So if you've already done the escape and you're like, man, it's late, it's time for bed, I need to get going because I gotta get up in the morning, you wouldn't be missing much now because I've already done this card with you in the escape. Now, I am gonna be doing the drawings in a little bit, but this is your escape card. It is missing a gem here, I do see that, because you will have 3 gems in your kit. You'll have your 7 inches or so of ribbon, a smoky slate that's embossed with the exposed brick. And we're gonna sponge on that. So more sponging, and I feel like my last dauber over here is blue, Secret C. So we're gonna need that little dude. All right, kudos to the die cutters and the people that help me emboss and that help me cut paper and prep and do all the things. In this card in particular, there is a lot of die cutting. You can see that here. So, and little Karen Wetstein helps me cut these little 3/8 inch strips. Like the die cutters helped those, this little dude, that little dudio, that one. We've got this, right? So much. This one has lots of little pieces for die cutting, right? You might need to pop those little pieces out. A really pretty silver one for a gear, and then little chain. And then you have a white mat for your inside. And then don't forget, thanks Jane, don't forget to burnish your edge here. All right, so let's, oh, and this right here, we talked. Karen Wetstein, I don't know if you're watching it, but, oh, you believe it or not, Jill Butzine caught. She's like, I don't think that this is smoky slate. I feel like this is a different color. And I looked at it and I'm like, oh, I think you're right. This is officially, it is, I can see it, it's gray granite. It has more of a brown undertone. So in case anybody's wondering the difference between gray granite and smoky slate, this is the difference. Can you tell? Just a faint, like, bit more brown in it than the gray. Not bad. It's okay, because what happens is this is going to go behind here, and you're only going to see a little bit popping out the bottom and the top. But it doesn't look bad. I promise you, it doesn't look bad. And I don't know, Karen, I'm pretty sure you cut this for me, and I don't know where we got gray granite, but I think it's okay though. We're not going to make a big deal about it. It's all good. So on this though, it's really hard to see it, but this has a little bit of blending on here, or sponging. It is Secret C. I really confused people a lot. I really did. They thought it was smoky slate, but it is Secret C. And you have to have the lightest touch in history to do this, because if you have a heavy hand, you're going to be sad face. So what I mean by that is Secret C on this light of a color, if you're not careful, you're going to have that nastiness. That is a really bad bruise. So get that color out of the dauber a little bit, work it in the area that's going to get covered up. And when you're feeling confident and when your hand is not heavy, you're going to lightly go over the edges. So you can see how light that is. It is really, that's even darker than what I had over there, but it's okay. The people that had in-person class with me, they said, well, a guy's gonna get this. They're not gonna care if there's splatters, and it's gonna be like they're in a shop and they got different saturations of oil going here and going everywhere. So, but to have this, it really ties in the Secret C versus having it be smoky slate. All right. Just a little bit. A little dab will do ya. Okay, that's good. Perfecto changeo. All right. Now we also need to do a little stamperooing. So we have happy birthday to you. That comes from a set that is called, well, here's what we got. We've got the gears and textures dies, right? So we use those. That's where all this stuff comes from. And then the stamp set has the spongy, splattery look, and then it has the gear. That's what we're using on the inside. And then the lovely arrangements has a really pretty happy birthday. So a flower set is mixing with the gears. That's okay. They'll get along and they're gonna play nicely together. So you have this little baby strip right here. And so I'm gonna stamp that closer to the left because I'm gonna angle the edge on the right. So, oh man, little baby strip. Let's hope that it's straight. It's going downhill. So that means that it's not on my block straight. It was close, but no cigar. All right, let's try again. If it doesn't, work, we'll just use the other side. So we're gonna try again. Huh. The happy and then the birthday goes. You guys probably can't even see that, but the happy starts here and then the birthday goes downhill. So that side's better. All right, let's go with that side. So we've got happy birthday. Then you can use your scissors as long as you got it in your hand. You can angle that right side and just nip that corner. Now you want to make a banner, you could do a banner too, but I like doing angles like that a lot. All right, so there's that. Let's see what our inner looks like. Oh, it says to a great guy. To a Great Guy comes from Nature's Harmony Symphony. This is the Sweet Bundle class for next month. Features this product. Okay, so we got the To a Great Guy in here. So let's grab that. Oh man, I grabbed You Make Me Smile. Oopsies. Let's try this again. Definitely grabbed the wrong stamp. So let's go over here. Now, if you don't know any great guys, which I'm sure you do, but if you're giving this to a coworker, you might not want to put to a great guy, right? Because they might be a nice guy, but they might not be a great guy. But we had somebody in person that wanted to have like more generic saying, which is perfectly fine. So there's to a great guy. And then we have the gear, which is right here. Haha, I'm a poet and I don't even know it. That goes in the corner. Let's zoom out right there. Perfect. Okay, this ink pad is phenomenal. It's really juicy. So that's it for the Secret C. Let's move over to Smoky Slate. And the little grungy thing that's going on is at second strength. So we're going to grab Smoky Slate, stamp off. Wow, see how dark that is? That's dark. And we're going to go and boop, bloop, right there. You don't have to do all the sound effects when you do it, but my stamps make noises when I stamp, apparently. All right, so we've got Smoky Slate, and we can get glue happy now. Let's see what we can glue. We could glue this. We could glue this. This paper, in case your inquiring minds want to know, it comes from Mixed Media Flowers, I think if I'm not mistaken. Mixed media something. Yeah, I don't know. Something along those lines. I know the words mixed and media are in it. I felt like flowers because there's flowers right there. All right, let's get glue happy though. So we need to grab this. Whoa, that was close. We're going to put our white innard in. So the cool thing about liquid glue is how it lets you wiggle until you get it right in the place you want it. And then this guy is going to go on the top. So by using the Secret C, it really pulls in the card base. If you would have used gray, it wouldn't have pulled it in as much. And it would have been fine, but not as much. Okay, so we're going to kind of guess. This is centered top to bottom, but it's about 1 inch in. So we're going to guess right about there. And if you really want to be technical science majors here, we could do it's 1 inch from the border. So it could have gone over a hair and a half. And then this little dude, he comes out over the edge about a good 3/8 inch maybe. And I do actually have it centered. So there's about as much designer paper on each side. Like that. And then centered top to bottom. All right, good. Now what I would do next is I would grab this guy. And you have this die cut. And it has the angle right there. So how do you connect the two without making a hot mess with glue and adhesive? I would take the tear-in tape. You're going to need 2 waiting in the wings and 1 on the back side here. The one on the back side is going to be what attaches to this piece. And I've got it kind of flush on the left and then centered top to bottom, right? So connect these two. And you shouldn't really see, there's holes back here. You don't really see the holes if you have it centered nicely. Then you have one that's waiting in the wings. Pick that off, grab your ribbon, and you're gonna just weave the ribbon back and forth. So I would start on the left, and it's underneath the PY, the pie, birthday, and at an angle. And then you bring this one. Oh, Lynn's in Canada. I don't know. Okay, good. Very good. I love that. So if you are from Canada and you are not working with a demonstrator and you're like newer to Stampin' Up or newer to anything and you don't know who to look for, Rose Coleman is your girl. She is a colleague and friend of mine, and I got to spend every day with her last week. It was so amazing. And then we even got to go to have dinner on Friday night together. Our teams got together for dinner. So Rose Coleman is your girl. She's in some of my information on my monthly class and my technique class, if in case you're looking for some contact information for her. She's phenomenal. She does kitted classes, and she does a daily Facebook class. She does a YouTube class once a month. And so here you've got plenty of ribbon left over. And then what you're going to do is adhere this on the back and make your tear and tape sandwich. Grab your ribbon scissors, and you can cut your ribbon at an angle here. And then I'm going to cut it at an angle here as well. Just like that. All right, so we've got the ribbon part done. All right, so then what happens is this dude pops up. All right, so let's grab our dimensionals. And you know, we might as well use the black ones because they work really good behind the secret seat. And I guess it looks like 3 of them are good to me. Oh man, well that dimensional is bad news bears. So let's start over. All right, so the trick with this is you've got lots of pieces, and how do you put them together? So this little silver thing does go behind here. So I'm gonna kind of take the area that doesn't have the dimensional and make sure that's on my bottom left. And there is a top and a bottom to die cuts. And I just realized that I might have put it on upside down. I'll see if I can get these off without ripping. Oh, I ripped it, but that's okay. That can get covered. There's a rolled edge to it. So let me just see if I get this off. It'll be fine. So the rolled edge is on the top here, and this is actually not rolled back here. It's more rough. So I'm going to put these on like this. So now I still have this little area here that's open. And I'm going to make sure that's coming out the bottom so I can still slide my silver thing in. So there's a little corner peeking here, and it's pretty much flush with the edge here. So a little corner, and it's down to create a little depth. It comes below the designer paper, right? I'm not going to press hard because I still need to get this guy down in there. So then this is next. What happens is I'm going to pick this off, right? Because this is flat on that side, but then we're popped up on the other side. So I'm going to put a dimensional right here, and I think I'm going to put one right next to it. And I'm going to take them off, and I'm going to gently set that down. We're going to grab a non-committal dot because my tear and tape didn't go all the way to the edge. So I'm just going to grab that. And again, I'm not going to press very hard in case I need to rearrange my wares anywhere. So I'm going to set this down into this, just gently. Okay, this guy gets popped up with a dimensional. And what we're going to do is, we don't have to have it loaded full of them, but we're going to be strategically inclined and place a few of them, or a half a dozen, all the way around here, right? So I am going to pick off maybe the bottom 2 and the middle one, right? So these bottom 2 are going to come down here, and it's not quite hitting the circle, and you can see a little bit of the smoky slate through there. So again, the bottom 2 and the middle are the only things, right? So I can still put things underneath there. Okay, this little dude. So you don't have to cut that off. What we're going to end up doing is just tucking this. So this, hi baby. What's up, Mom? Dad's not home yet. I'm hungry. Are you? Are you done yet? No, not quite, honey. But thanks for saying hi. All right, we're going to grab a little bit of liquid glue and put that underneath our chain here. So this was super cool having this out your back already. Yeah, Mom, don't get glue in my whiskers or my tail. Hi. Excuse me. Yep. Excuse me, Buttercup. All right, let's put a little, if you get your tail on this, it's not on me. So we're going to put a little bit liquid glue. Oh man, that's squeezy's too much. Okay, but that's okay. We'll just blend it around. All right, so the raw edge here, or that weird edge, I'm going to put that underneath. I'm not even going to attempt to try to cut it. And I got glue in the middle. So always use your glue gun if you get glue on foil. Hi, I know you want to leave. Not quite. All right, so let's see if we can zoom in just a little bit. What I'm going to do is going to lift this up And we're tucking this in. Now I know where it goes. I think. All right, so right about here. So you're gonna see it just about like that. Just adds a little bit of fancy element in here, right? I did get a little bit of extra liquid glue, but that's good. All right, then we have this little guy. He might have the middle part that needs to get taken out. And I think I'm gonna use non-committal dots. Sometimes when you use liquid glue with foil, you saw what happened. It gets to be a hot mess. So we're gonna put some non-committal dots around here. Make sure they're not peeking through the middle. And then that goes in the middle of that guy. Like that. And then this one, hi, bye. This one, a dimensional will be perfect, right in the middle. And if you have dark dimensionals, I think they would actually be more perfect than white ones. So put that little one right there. And then, I mean, if you really want to put glue on it, you can, but I feel like this one dimensional is going to be perfect. So it slightly overhangs that, and then it tucks underneath the white a little bit, right? So we've got these gears working together. Yes, they're not all the same size. It's okay. This is a blue one. That was actually cut at the same time this was cut. So this is going to get to go flat, and let's just do a little like that. And then this now, because we don't have the dimensionals off, we can pick this up. And don't put it flat until you're ready to actually put it flat, because otherwise you're going to have glue sliding with it everywhere. All right, I have one more gear. There it is. All right, so he's flat as well. Donna says, I'll send money so I can buy what you need tomorrow. Oh, thanks, Donna. I appreciate that. Yeah, and whatever you send, we'll make it work, okay? So whenever you send me money, instead of whatever amount you want, and in the description, make sure you put it's for the card benefit material donations. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and get it ordered, and then I'll mark your name in for the equivalent of what it would be for. So this little guy is down here, and he's not, I don't see him peeking through here. So I'm going to push it back to right about there. All right. Now, the only thing that we forgot is know that the bottom two are done. We can take this and we can pick off the backs from this one, right? They're staged, ready to go, but we weren't ready to actually adhere it, right? But now you've got, but your feet show it. If you're happy and you know it. I think, maybe, but your feet show it. Okay, so there's that. Now you've got a little gap here, and I'm missing a gem over here, so I've got one here. So you end up with too big and a small, or vice versa. And I'm gonna take my big and a small and put them over on the side here. And then I have this guy, he looked really nice there. Whew. Wow, now it is kind of like a guy card. So if guy in your life that you're giving it to doesn't appreciate Stella, you might consider not using Stella, right? But if he doesn't care, I would definitely say this one would be an easy one to Stella up, because you could Stella all the stuff that isn't foily really nicely. Okay. Woohoo. All right, I think I'm alone now. No, I'm not. But I think it's done. Yay. So you can kind of see that gray granite actually pops out, where here it gets lost in the sauce, right? It blends in, where here it actually kind of complements the foil a little bit, that you've got a little bit of that going on top and bottom. And it's such a small amount that I think it'll be fine. All right, so we've got our gear card done. We got the sending love card done. And we've got our rolling waves card done. So the one that's glued in is this one. All right, now's the moment to tell me, what's your favorite one? Which one do you like the best? I don't know. They were great. It was really hard for this one. I sold out, like, I normally make 60 for this class, and I've got I have February sold out, but January I still have some left. December, November, I have a bunch of these left, but I've been selling out of the monthly cards, which is amazing. You guys are liking them, so that's really good. So I have, let me see my book. Oh, it got cold in here. My book is right here. Let me just see. I didn't I didn't tally. Mixed Media Florals. Oh, that's the name. Yes, Mixed Media. You're right. And I think it is Mixed Media Floral. So I think I said that. Mixed Media Floral. We go here. We go to Mixed. Maybe not Mixed Media Floral. Oh, wow. Marilyn, Mixed Media Florals was the sweet class from last year that had the black and the white and the poppy parade, and it was a Memories and More pack with it. That's Mixed Media Florals. Okay, I was right with the mixed, but it's called Mixed Up Patterns, right? So we used that piece right there, which the back side was the flower. So what that means is I have all these other patterns to work with to design more cards with. So yeah, we'll be working on that soon. All right, you guys, I'm going to go to the cat book and we're going to grab, I have a pencil right here. So let me get some numbers here really quick. So this, we have 1, I'm going to do a drawing, 2, 3, 4, order, none, order. Order over here for Mary is number 5, 6, 7. Looks like 7 people placed orders to get this class for free. So we will put 7 into the random number generator and see who our winner chicken dinner is. So we'll hit generate. Number 5. 5 is going to Mary Hodges. Good job, Mary. Okay, so how I do the door prize is I have a card for you that is a kit that you'll get to put together. And the next time I have a package that goes in the mail, I'll include that card kit into your package. That is my plan. Okay, so the other thing that I want to do with you guys now, I know it's getting late and the hour is dark. So we're going to do drawings, and I think in the matter of a respected time, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to share all of my on-stage goodies with you guys. I might just show you some of like the bag and stuff, but I have so many pillow gifts, which are amazing pillow gifts. And I have Let's Just Stamp with you guys on Monday, March 23rd at 1. And then I have a mystery card night that night at 6. And so I think what I'll do is after Let's Just Stamp, I will show off all of the stuff that I got for pillow gifts. We had about 45 minutes of chitty-chatty on the front end of this because of all the things. And so I think we won't have as much chitty-chatty on Monday. So what we'll do is we'll plan to do the showing off of the pillow gifts and that on Monday. So the other thing though, before I do the drawings, I want to do the drawings tonight because it's my first live of the month. So I'm going to definitely do the drawings with you. But I want to share with you the card benefit. So you guys are going to still tell me what your favorite cards are. I don't think that's coming in yet. But I have here the card benefit. So with a $40 donation for kits or $45 donation for the completed cards, like we would make your cards for you, you can get, there's 6 of them. So we feature, and this one has a Velcro dot. And so we have a thank you card that features the yellow pattern. We have this guy that features the green pattern. The blue one looks like this. We use that lunar paper, it was really pretty. And then we have the coral. And then there's a ladybug, so cute. And then we have the berry. So you can see some of this paper is what we use tonight. So the berry paper is that one. And then we also use that blue paper. The back side of it looks like that. So this is the benefit. So if you want to register, just quickly, if you want to register for the card making benefit, you got to do that on my website as well. And it'll get added into your April total. But we had here the event, right? And in here it says, click here to register via a form that will help us track everything. And so to register to attend the event, either in person or with to-go kits or with mailed cards to you, fill out this form. It's really important that you do fill it out because it'll help us understand who's getting it, and it tells us where we're going to ship it to, and are you going to attend in person or you want mailed or porch pickup, and then it says if you want completed cards or kits yourself, and then which organization would you like to donate to. And it could be 1, 2, or 3, right? And you can pick whichever ones you want, right? So pick the information or the one you want. And then are you interested in donating anything else like funds for baskets, funds for materials, or for helping us put together kits or assemble cards? And then how do you plan to pay? Now, most people, this is offered in April. So if you want this benefit, you can add this to your April package or May package. It just depends. If you get kits, they're going to be mailing in April. If you're getting completed cards, they'll be mailing in May. So just keep that in mind. We have the bandwidth to kit everything in the next 2 weeks, but we don't have the bandwidth to make them all. So the team is going to be meeting here probably, I would have to say, the week of April 13th and the 20th to make the cards, so that if anybody wants to attend the event and pick up their cards at the event, that's great. And otherwise, our mailing date in May is around the 7th. They would mail with them in May. Okay, so just know that that's out there. The other thing that I forgot to mention is the Radically Retro Swap Party is coming up in April. And we're looking for, I think as of yesterday, it was down to 8. We have 4 groups of people, and there's 20 people in a group. There's 19 people in a group, and everybody's making 20 cards. So what happens is it's all retired Stampin' Up! Product. And we need a total of whatever 19, I don't math, 19 times 4. We need 76 cards, and I think we're at 68 right now. So we still need eight more cards. So if anybody wants to get into a swap that we're calling Radically Retro Swap, and that's because it uses retired Stampin' Up! Products. So it's a Stampin' Up! Group of swap cards, but nothing can be current except for in the ink colors, like the cardstock, and markers. Like, so the current colors can be used, but it has to be retired. Everything else, embellishments, ribbon, designer paper, embossing folders, dies, stamp sets, everything else is retired. And if you're looking for more information on that and want to check out my website, you go to my events calendar, and on that calendar in April, it's the next day actually, it's April 26th. It's called Radically Retro Swap Party. And all of the details can be found here. And to become part of the Facebook group, there's a link. And then to register is down in bullet point number 6. RSVP by clicking here. And when you click there, it will help us by logging your name, your address, your phone number, how many groups do you want in. We're not going to do 5. So even though it says 5, we're only going to we're capping it at 4 because we still need 8 more cards. So if you want to do all 4 groups, you would design 4 cards that are different, featuring different products, and then that counts for 4. So right now we're looking for 8 more cards, but if you pick 4 and somebody else picks 4, boom, we're closed. We're done with it. We don't need any more people unless we need an angel stamper. But the cards, the only thing is the cards are due April 6th, right? So that's coming up quick. If you're late and you get them to me on the 9th, it will be okay. I'm not planning to do anything with them over the weekend, and I usually have stragglers anyways. We're planning to swap them out though, around March. Like we're planning to swap them out, and they get mailed back to people in the March shipment. So if you're participating in the March group of the March swap group and you're getting a package in March, we're going to try to mail that all back to you together. So I may hold your package, your card package, your class package until sometime the week of the 9th and ship that once I have your retro swap cards in the package. That will help save some shipping for people. All right. I'm laughing so hard to myself the way you and your cat talk to each other. It's funny. Good. I try to make you laugh. So, honey, I've been told that I'm not alone, that other people, their cats and dogs talk to them too. So it's a part of having a pet, right? That you think that, oh, they talk, right? So, okay. So I have some drawings, and I want to also share with you some customer swap cards. I think that I might... maybe I'll save the customer swap cards for Monday. But, all right, let me grab my sheet. So every month we have different things that we do, and we do drawings for them. And I have a creative challenge on a monthly basis. I have a class card challenge on a monthly basis. We pull top fans in Facebook, and we do a mystery card class, and we have a share, create, inspire class. So I was going to look at my Facebook page, and I was going to look to see if we did in fact have a share, create, inspire last month, because I don't think we did. So I think that it got canceled because I didn't have a card to work with. So I'm trying to think here if Kelly would have grabbed names from, it was February, oh, Wednesday, March 25th. Okay. All right. I did do it later in March. Okay. I believe you. Jump in the line. No, 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 no. Jump. I believe you. Do you remember that song? From Beetlejuice. So, okay. I think we did it. So I'm going to go with the names because it seems like that we did. So what happens for this is if you go to my Facebook page, which is Cards by Christine, and you go to, I pin this stuff at the top. So let me flip down here. So when you go to my Cards by Christine Facebook page, I have some pinned announcements at the top of the page. And let's see where they are. They're right here. So so now this is for March. I just remembered to post them. I guess I had forgotten to schedule the message on March 1st. And so I did it on Monday. So this is the creative challenge for March. So we pulled the names from February. Oh, look at that. Susan Devine has the Notes of Spring, that new little set. Very cute. So this is people that are participating for the month of March. So every month I have a challenge. And then I also have a class card challenge. So this one's March's. And so there was one for February. And then I also, we pulled top fans. So the people that got in on the drawing are people who submitted their cards. And we had 8 people. And the other thing I like to do is I like to share the love between the drawing night. So if somebody wins here and they get their name pulled here and they get their name pulled here and here, like I like to share the love and have as many unique people win as possible. So I'm going to start with this one. And like, let's say Susan Devine is in 2 groups and she wins this one. Then if she wins this one, I'd pull somebody else's name because I like to share the love. So we're going to put 8 in here and we're going to put generate number 3. All right. So Feline Mays is our lucky winner here for the February monthly creative challenge. Nice work. We're going to put 17 in for the February class card challenge. So the class card challenge is, I like to know that you guys are getting your cards done. A lot of people get kits from me, which is amazing, but it makes me feel good to see you guys completing your cards. It really does. When I look through that and I see, oh, so-and-so put their cards together. Oh, they put their cards together. It makes me feel amazing because you're taking the little kits and all this hard work that we do and you're making the card into the actual card and then you're either saving it forever for yourself as a sample or you're passing it on and sharing the love. That's amazing. I like that. Now, I also do know that people save their kits for rainy days or they're an investment in the future. So don't ever feel bad if I don't say that I like that. But I like that too, right? Because it's always good to have an awesome card kit to pull out when you're ready. But I like to incentivize people to get their cards done. So we do a drawing to win a prize, okay? So we have here 17 people. Number 14. Oh my gosh. Isn't that funny, Feline Mays? I'm going to pick again, but congratulations. You are a lucky. Oh my gosh, Feline. You are number 2 as well. What are the odds that I picked your name 3 times in a row? Go buy it. Wow, it really wants to pick you tonight. You are a lucky duck winner. Okay, so Deb Norman is number 4. So I'll give Deb a card and I'll give Feline a card. So I have some card kits that I'm going to give you a card from. So Becky especially likes the gears and the water. Nice. So retired. Yep, retired product for, I think. Hi, Jeannie Gertis. Doris Munson said, all are great, but your favorite is the middle one. Good. Very, very good. So, Lynn, are you talking about the Radical Retro Swap Party? Yeah, if that's what you're meaning by retired. Yes, it all needs to be retired product, except for cardstock and ink pads for the most part. Okay, top fans, we pre-picked those. So we have Susan Devine, Mary Jean Keepert, and Stacy Burns, so they'll get a prize. For mystery card, those people that submitted a card, we have 23 people. So we're going to do 23 and generate 10. Debbie Gast. Nope, I'm so sorry. I looked at 10 and I saw Debbie Gast. But Debbie, number 10 is Deb Norman. So Deb Norman is already won. So we're going to pick again. 20 scoops goes to Lynn Beasley. Okay, so good job. So we got Feline, Deb, Susan, Mary Jean, Stacy, and Lynn Beasley now. And we had Share, Create, Inspire is another class that we do. And we had seen that right here. When you go to my events calendar, events over here on the Facebook world. And we did this back on February 25th. What Kelly did is you guys can share your pictures. And they are in here. It's probably taking a moment for it to load. But you can submit your pictures just like you do for Mystery Card Night. Okay? So what we're going to do is go back to the random number generator. We have 6 in here. And we're going to generate number 1, Anna Rubadoo. Awesome. All right. So that's what I've got for that. Oh, Marilyn says I don't have that DSP. And Yvonne says I love them all. First place winner has to be the waves. Oh, I love it. The rolling waves. They were also pretty and unique. Okay, the other thing I did is I have 2 other drawings I'm going to do. And my printer jammed, and it says right over here, printer jam. I couldn't print it, so I took a picture of it on my phone. All right, so I have 2 drawings I'm going to do. One drawing is everybody who placed a $60 order with me during the month of March, and I have some stamp sets. Oh man, they're sitting on the table in the mudroom. I will get in touch with the winners, and I'm going to do 3 stamp sets here from the new. They were from Online Exclusives, I think, the new ones. So I want to check with the people. I hate giving out stamp sets to people who already have the stamp set, right? So I've got about 6 to choose from, and so I'll contact the 3 people, and the first person I'll let them pick, and then the second person I'll let them pick, and then the third, and then at least the last person has something to choose from too. And then hopefully it's a stamp set they don't already own, right? So 32 people. So I'm going to put 32 in here, and we're going to hit generate. Number 7, and then we're going to hit generate again, 25, and then we're going to hit generate again, number 10. So those are the people, and they are number 7, Sherry Ott. Number 25 is Patty Bischoff, so Aunt Patty. And number 10 is, oh man, so we're going to pick somebody else so that we share the love. Pat gave me a couple orders, I appreciate that. But I like for somebody else to win too. So we're going to put generate. We're going to see who number 4 is. Lynn Beasley. All right. So I look at this a little bit differently than these drawings, right? I know Lynn won something up there. This is a handmade card or a handmade card kit. This one's a stamp set. So we're going to do that. Then I also have from the free shipping. I believe there was free shipping that was offered between the 18th, 19th, and then the 20th. So I had 10 people here. So we're going to find another unique winner too. So even though Sherry and Pat won already, in case their number gets picked, we're going to pick somebody else. We're going to put 10 in here though, so that we can find one more person to win a stamp set. Number 10. Who's number 10? Leslie McMinn. So that's this row right here. That column is number 10. So awesome. So free shipping is a winner. Going to be Leslie McMinn. Perfect. Okay. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 people. I'll reach out to people in this order. I think if you're watching right now, you don't even know what stamp sets they are, but just be on the lookout. That my goal will to be finding out which stamp sets you want, and then I'll include them in your April package because all of you girls get shipments from me on a monthly basis. Yay. Oh my gosh, it looks like you guys are getting caught up a little bit. I was just looking at the video. So it's not 8:52, and I just finished doing the last drawing. And I feel like I just showed my phone off to show you guys something on one of my events. So we are a little bit behind from a uploading aspect, but that's okay. All right. So we went over lots of things. I guess be on the lookout for, I'm going to be figuring out when we can do the showcase next week. So I'm going to try to get that published sooner rather than later. And watching for stuff on the Alaskan cruise. I'm going to be also sharing the benefit again with everybody and working on designing classes that are coming up. So I don't have classes with you guys until Monday, but on Monday we have a double header. We have a 1 o'clock Let's Just Stamp, and then at 6 we're going to do Mystery Card Night. My goal is, Jolene was going to give me clue number 1, which is the measurements and the number of pieces that you need for Mystery Card Night. So I was going to try that, the goal is to have that to you tomorrow. Okay, so that's coming. And then next week we also have the Sweet Bundle class on Thursday night. And then the following week, on Monday the 30th, we have ink, paper, scissors. So we still have quite a few classes. The 25th, we are slated to do Share, Create, Inspire. Connie Moore just mailed her card to me. So we have a recipe coming. If anybody wants to send in a recipe, just let me know. I will make sure I get you a recipe card. There's paper paloozas left. I think we're down to 6. So if you're looking for the spring palooza, we made 96 and there's 6 left. So we're getting down to the wire on that one. I think that there's 4 winter creative escapes left. So we're almost out of that one too. We made 116 of that one and there's only 4 left. So that's pretty cool. So if you're not certain what those things are, just send me an email. Say, hey, can you send me the link for that? And I'll happily send you a link so you can check out all the details. And I'd love to find happy homes for those last few events that I have. I think that there's even like 1 or 2 left. There's 1 left from the Winter Creative Escape from 25, so just 1. And then I think that there's maybe 3 left for the Autumn Creative Escape. So I know that sometimes people are new to me and they aren't aware that I did these things. And they're really cool events that you can get yet. And it's great that I have a few left that I can make a couple people happy yet to get them. And what else? Just trying to recap things. I'm trying to think of my to-do list. Becky Gandolfo, I have you down on the waiting list for this March monthly class. If anybody else is also interested in getting this class in a kitted form, we like to make it as easy as possible for you guys to make cards. And so we design heavy with lots of die cutting and embossing and layers and embellishments and ribbon. And so all you need are a few stamps and some inks and some adhesives, and then you can put some pretty cards together. And then usually we always have the motto of buy what you love, use what you have. So if you don't necessarily want to buy the stamp sets that we featured in the cards, that you can generally make the cards at home very, very, very similar with using some different sentiments and focal images. So for your insides. Yeah, so there is a waiting list for March monthly, and if you want to get on it, just reach out to me. And yeah, Monday we'll go through, you guys. I showed off this bag earlier. It is super cool. It's really pretty. So it's one of the new Stampin' Up colors. It's called Hydrangea Hue. And because I am a Silver Elite, I was invited to a Silver Elite breakfast. And so I got a matching little bag here. So I did show that earlier. I have lots and lots of things in here, you guys, like tons of things. And I might have a whole entire suitcase full of pillow gifts. It's getting late. It's already 9 and I'm waiting for Tyler to get home so we can have a little dinner together and then figure out what we're going to do and probably hit the hay. So I'm going to save the pill gifts. I can imagine it'll take probably an hour to go through them. So if we have class at 1 and I get started pretty quick and maybe just give you some minor updates, then I can start with class, and then maybe we can use from, like, let's say 2:30 to 3:30, we'll go through and we'll show pillow gifts. That will be my favorite. Or that, I just was reading Kimberly's comment favorite, and I meant to say that will be my plan. So, all right. So I think we did it, you guys. I'm going to sign off and say lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. Enjoy the rest of your evening and enjoy your weekend ahead. Hopefully you make something pretty, and we'll see you on Monday. Lots of love. Bye, guys.